Hey, everybody, before we get started with the show, we want to suggest to you, maybe you want to see the show live. Live small town murders coming all over the country. That is gross, but it's happening. Absolutely, guys. Get out. L.A. on the 5th. Then we go to San Diego, Sacramento, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Philly, Chicago, New York, and Nashville to close it out. There are some sold-out shows. Portland is sold out. Seattle, first show is sold out. There's a second show there. Philadelphia, first show sold out. Second show added, though. Chicago, New York, those are getting sold out very quickly. And we will not be adding as second shows because they're big venues. So get those tickets right now at shutupandgivememurder.com/live. Come see us at a live show, everybody. We promise it's so much fun.
Can't wait to see you.
Come out, tell us to shut up and give you murder. This week, we look at the small town of Edgewood, Kentucky, where years of lies finally exposes a heartless murder plot. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Yay indeed. Yay indeed, Jimmy. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmy Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us this week. We're excited, as usual. Maybe extra excited, actually. We're coming off a live show, which was great. Thank you to everyone who came out to Phoenix.
Shit.
That was a great show. We had a great time. Blast of a time, honestly. That was a great crowd. You guys were awesome. Thank you, Stand Up Live and all that good stuff. The show we're doing tonight is actually the show we did that night. We wanted to release it as a live show, but the audience isn't mic there, so it literally sounds like it's so weird.
It's like the worst luck.
We have bad luck with this, so it sounds like we're talking into just nothingness, and nobody is talking back. No one's laughing, and they were very much into it. So it's just a weird dynamic. So we're going to do it now because it's too good of a story. And if you were there that night, you understand that Jimmy had about a half a bottle of bullet in him.
Holy shit!
I asked him before the show, "Do you remember anything about this to make sure it was okay to do this?" Because I had other ones we could do. And he said, "I think there was a guy named Rusty." I said, "Okay, you're good. I think you're good." There's one. You remembered the name of one person involved in the story. Drunk. So I was like, "Okay, this is going to work."
Monday. I don't remember Monday. I was sweating whiskey through every pore of my body. I felt like dog shit. I'm never drinking again until the next live show.
That's awesome. So, and that'll be in LA, April 5th. And if you were at the Phoenix show too, this is actually, you're not going to hear the exact same thing because I have kind of rearranged the story a bit to tell it in a different way and added some more details.
Fantastic.
So that we don't have time for at a live show because they're about an hour 45 and we do a little longer than that here. So we'll do that. And without further ado, though, we got to do the regular stuff here.
Sure.
iTunes reviews, huge. Thank you guys so much for those. We're over 12,000 and it's amazing. Please keep those up. That is what drives you up the charts. It's a big deal. And we're into rarefied air right now. There's not a lot of podcasts that have like over 12,000 iTunes reviews. So the farther up we go, the more people cannot goddamn ignore us.
Right.
So thank you guys very, very much for that. If you want to be an even bigger superstar, if you want to be a huge producer like the people we talk about at the end of the show, you can do that by going to patreon.com/crimeinsports, or you can go over to PayPal and use our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com. You can go to crimeinsports.threadless.com for all of your small town murder and crime and sports merchandise needs. And you can also head over to shutupandgivememurder.com for all of this stuff. It's all, you can just go there and everything. There's links to everything there like that. Now, with that said, we have to do the disclaimer. Obviously, we've come to that point in the evening where the disclaimer is necessary. This is a comedy podcast.
It is.
We are comedians.
We are.
We're going to make jokes.
We will.
That's just the way it is.
It is.
The facts are real. The stories are real. Everything is real. Nothing is made up for comedic effect or anything like that. But there are jokes. And we do go out of our way, though, to not make jokes at the expense of the victims or the victim's family. That's not what we're trying to do here. We go out of our way to do that. We're assholes, but we're not scumbags. That's just the way it is right there. And it's funny that we're giving you a disclaimer to tell you there's jokes. We're not telling you, oh, there's horrible graphic details in here, because there is. But you don't need a disclaimer for that because it's murder.
But you already knew that.
You need a disclaimer for jokes,
for
which
a dick joke.
is goddamn ridiculous. So anyway, that's what it is. If you think that's great and you're on board, you're going to have a great time.
Yes.
If you think true crime and comedy never go together, well, well, then you're not going to like this. So have a good one, everybody.
Right.
Thank you, Tom Petty.
Tom Petty lets you know.
It's beautiful. And everyone that's left, I know what you want. And we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And give me murder.
That's right, my friends. Let's do this. Let's go on a trip, Jimmy.
Yes.
What do you say?
I love it.
Bags packed?
Yes.
You ready to roll?
Shit,
all right. We're going across the country here.
All right.
We're
I left my pubes in the sink in the hotel.
Good.
Sorry.
You don't want to screw those. Screw the wait staff or the hotel staff there. They're gonna get that.
Chambermaid's gonna be furious.
You left a few bucks at least, right, on the counter.
Every time.
All right, there
I
you
love
go.
that you will sometimes leave a nugget or two for her.
I will. That's the truth. In addition to money.
Yeah. I hope she doesn't confuse those for her nugget.
Let's hope not.
Don't smoke those, honey.
Let's not. Jesus Christ. Let's hope she doesn't mix them up in the same bag. I'll take these home with me. No accent. We're not saying it's a particular person.
There was a little shake in the sink. That was nice.
Oh, that's nice of them. That's terrific. Oh, well, all right. Leave those behind. Yes. We're heading on a trip. Mm-hmm. We're going across the country. We're coming from Phoenix because we were in the live show. We're going to Edgewood, Kentucky.
Fantastic.
Oh, it's exciting. You've been there before.
Sticky.
We've talked about it. Yes, it's the northern tip of Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Now, this place, it juts out, and it's technically considered a panhandle, in my opinion. It's a little tiny nub of a panhandle, but it would be hot, but you could still hold the pan. So it's a panhandle, goddammit. These states, they just never realized the damage they were doing by creating all these panhandles. When they were negotiating state lines and everything.
They're bringing down the population is what they're doing.
Well, that's what happened out west. They were like, they fucked up back east with all these panhandles. We're doing squares. Everything's a square. No panhandles. Oklahoma, you screwed it up for everybody. Texas, no. Nebraska figured it out. All of those other ones figured it out.
It figures population control. Create panhandles, you create murder.
You're going to create murder, as we know. Because so many. I'd like to know the percentage of our panhandle murders, but there's quite a lot.
I'm sure it's high.
Of what we consider panhandles. It's an hour and 15 minutes to Lexington,
We'll make
Kentucky.
a panhandle out of fucking anything.
This is just a little nub that juts out. It's like 2 counties. And I'm like, panhandle. I can hold on to that shit. Just you have to use like a couple of your thumb and your fork, just a little
tongs.
bit. Yeah, but you could hold it. It's a panhandle. It's panhandle behavior.
Got it.
So that's fine. It's so funny that we've gone to panhandle behavior now. I
can't get enough of it. It's my favorite.
These people are exhibiting major panhandle behavior here, and all of our listeners are like, fucking panhandles. They all know now. We've besmirched every panhandle in the nation. That's awful.
Panhandle behavior should be on that Urban Dictionary for sure.
Definitely. Panhandle behavior, murdering people close to you without any reasonable expectation of getting away with it. That's panhandle behavior. No plan, no plot.
Nothing.
Just I'm going to kill her.
Through it, right?
And then when they ask me if I did it, I'm going to say nope. And then maybe that'll work. That's the plans we have here so far. It is an hour and 15 to Lexington, Kentucky. Like I said, an hour and a half to Louisville, but right across the river from Cincinnati.
Fantastic.
You can smell that Cincinnati in the air.
All that Ohio.
Smell it wafting. You can smell losing Bengal seasons wafting over the river over there. Sorry, Cincinnati.
All the tears.
All the tears. It's terrible.
That's that river.
That's the river. That's the one right there. It's in Kenton County.
Yeah.
And we'll explain why it's in Kenton County, the name of the county, because it's a guy's a complete maniac who it's named after. Okay. For once, it's not named after like an old Englishman who did some just hung out there or owned some land. It's named after a lunatic, which is that's why you got to love places like northern Kentucky.
I like when it's just a normal dude that doesn't even live in the town. Like, just a dude that's in England, and they're like, "We'll name it after him."
We'll name it after him. Have you ever met him? No,
never,
not at all. But I hear he's really good. I hear he's cool. Dude. So I'm going to name it after him. He's the Lord Fuckwit of whatever farm manor
shithole we didn't want to be in.
Yeah, so let's name it after him. Smart. Area code 41017 if you're getting mail from there. Zip code, I'm sorry, that's the zip code, not the area code. Area code.
That's a long area code.
A long area code.
You got a shitload of people.
You really got to want it to call there. They're like, are you sure? Type 2 more numbers if you're sure you want that. Area code 859. Beware of Panhandle, Kentucky phone calls.
Sure.
4.2 square miles, and it's all land, and it's weird because it's right near the river.
So there's nothing from the river.
No, we'll talk about how it happened. It was given land from Campbell County, and they gave them they were like, you can't have riverfront land. No, you're not.
Not for you.
That's what he's not really. Riverfront's for closers, fuckers. No, you don't get that. Sorry, you cannot have the riverfront.
Every time I think of bodies of water with property near them, I'm reminded what you said about Adam Carolla's bit about it. The classier you get, the body of water gets larger.
Yeah, it's true. Creek, river.
Right.
That's the white trashiest you can be. Right. You go to a lake. It's white trash still, but you might own a boat at that point. It's
you might even only have a jet ski. You might only have a fishing boat.
But then when
you got a lake.
You get to the ocean, and then it's like, it's more wealthy.
Rich people never say I'm going to the river.
No, that is not ours. It's Adam Carolla's, and it's brilliant. He said it 20 years ago. Probably wouldn't remember it if you told him.
Fucking incredible.
But it's brilliant. I always remembered it.
It's the most amazing thing ever.
Years ago. Years ago.
It's always somebody with a rat tail that's saying, we're going to the river today.
Yeah, we're going to the creek. Right. Why? Hang out, swim?
Fish?
I don't
Maybe
think
we'll
so.
fish in it.
Yeah.
It's like 3 feet deep. Why?
Yeah, and murky.
Right.
Don't go swimming in there. There's leeches. Oh, okay. Well, this is great. Thanks. It's terrific.
Fucking leeches.
Oh, it's hard. I just picture these poor people, because it's like there's very little land between the town and the river. Yeah. I just picture them standing at a big
at the
wall,
edge of town,
looking over it's water. We can see the water. It's right there, but we can't get to it. We wish we could ship our goods.
Right.
We can't though. The motto in this town is just lousy with mottos.
Yeah.
They love it here. The motto in this town, in a very terrible, pixelated, awful logo that they've made for themselves. Yeah. It looks like shit. It doesn't look like a child made it, because a child can make a good logo now. Right. Children are great on the computer. It looks like someone's 75-year-old aunt made it.
In MS Paint?
Aunt Marjorie, exactly, from 97. Aunt Marjorie, will you go on your computer? Right. Do you have any programs? Just whip us up a logo. She's like, okay, dear. And
she blasts it together.
She wiped the dust off the top of her Dell she got in 2002 and pressed the button. She's like, what the fuck?
Fired up.
I have paint on here. That's fine. So, and their motto is, quote, where every day is a walk in the park.
Oh, boy.
Wow. They're really trying to sell something. They paid money for that, mind you.
Walk in the park.
So walk in the park. They paid money for that. Mm-hmm. That's on the logo itself.
Yeah.
And then, this is hilarious because they have on their website, this is like a foreigner wrote their website. They gave him the instructions. Write this down, and he wrote the instructions of what to write, not just what to write, how to write it, like an actor doing stage direction. Right. How dare you, walks off stage. Right. Like he's doing that sort of shit.
Like the way our ads are written.
Kind of, yeah. Like the way our
call to action.
Copy.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Call to action.
Right. Do not read verbatim. I want to read that verbatim.
Do not disparage competitors. I did not.
Never say undies in this ad.
Never. How dare you?
Words to not say.
Don't disparage the post office. Don't talk shit about. That's the honest one we've ever got. Don't talk shit about the post office.
Right.
Why?
They're federal.
Who cares?
They'll kill us.
Fuck the post office. We can't say that in the ad, but we can say it here. Fuck the post office. So anyway, I don't know. The post office is fine.
I think we can say that.
Yeah, it's fine. The post. I have nothing against the post office.
I don't.
Anybody, you could
I just don't want to wait in line.
Give 50 cents, and they'll take something across the country for you.
That's amazing.
That's a pretty good deal.
That's
I think.
a pretty fucking sweet gig.
We've done that pretty well. So on the site, it says, quote,
in an airplane, James.
Yeah.
They will put that thing on an airplane
fly it there
for a 50-cent seat.
Yeah. It's got it. No problem. It says, quote, welcome to the City of Edgewood website, where our branding phrase is, where every day is a walk in the park.
Oh, boy.
I don't think that's what they meant to have on their website.
Whoops.
Where our branding phrase is, they said, hey, Vishnu, put the branding phrase on. Then, okay, and he put it on. They want the branding. And they just typed it in there. They just hired
here where our branding phrase is.
Yeah, they just hired some Indian intern who just moved here.
They went on Fiverr.com.
He just learned English that's what it was. Fiverr. He's like, I'll do the work, and he's happy to do it. It's ridiculous.
I got an email from somebody from Fiverr the other day that said, you pay me $5. I refuse. I don't know.
How do you know what his accent was over an email? You have no idea.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I know.
He said, pay me $5. I'll review your podcast. I was like, how about you listen to my podcast and do what we tell you to do?
Yeah, for free, dickhead. We're fine. Thank you.
I'm not going to pay you $5, you fuck.
Jesus Christ. Imagine if we paid
$5. Shake me down. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Good. But we'd be fucked.
We would have needed Audio Boom to fucking pay us.
We'd be $60,000 in the hole right now, which is more than we've made off the goddamn show, sadly enough. Because Audio Boom owes us money, you cocksuckers.
Fuckers.
We know you. You can wait till the end of the show, by the way. I have...
James will tell you all about it.
We'll tell you all about that if you want to hear some salty language. That's where you do. And also, another thing here. It sounds like the foreigner wrote it. This does not sound right. It also says, quote, if you ever have the opportunity to visit the city of Edgewood, you will see and enjoy our many amenities.
Yes.
They said, tell them about the many amenities they can see and enjoy. And he goes, they will see and enjoy many amenities. There, branding phrase, done.
Pay me $5 more.
$5, it's done. Okay.
Next task, $5.
They got it, and they're like, that's all the budget was. We can't have anybody fix. Do you know how to fix? Do you know HTML? I don't know any of this.
I don't know how to delete.
I don't know how to do this.
How do you delete it?
It's fine.
Is there a password? Do we have to get in?
No one goes to this fucking thing anyway. Who cares? So, history was established in 1840. Like we said, Kenton County was by land given from Campbell County. Now, it's named in honor of Simon Kenton is the guy's name. He's a pioneer from Kentucky. He was a famous frontiersman and a soldier in West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio.
Oh.
But that was after he did some stupid shit, which is hilarious. He did something so stupid that I don't care what he does later on. I don't care if he cured cancer. You can't name a town after this moron for what he did. Okay? First of all, too, he's a friend of Daniel Boone. Like, they hang out. Him and Boone are chilling. If you see this guy, too, as you saw him at the live show, the picture, he looks like a...
Did I see him?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you remember seeing him, but he looks like a...
Oh, I remember.
Kind of
I'm picturing him right now.
He looks like an old woman.
Yeah,
basically.
With a pointy nose.
He looks like an old woman that cut her hair short and a fit of rage. Right. That's what it looks like.
Like, the dog shit scissors?
Yeah, it's a dog shit scissors that my grandmother used to trim our hair with. My grandmother used to do that. She'd get you in a headlock and drag you in from the backyard, and she had big black kitchen scissors in her
big black handled ones.
And she'd cut your hair, and she did that to me. She'd cut the dog first, which I found very insulting. Like, why are you cutting the dog's hair? Right. I was like 3 going, that's not fair. Right. I'm a person.
My mom would cut the knots off our cat's hair behind his ears.
Mayo, come here.
The yuck spot that he can't lick. Yeah. The spot covered in dirt because that's the only spot that can't clean.
My grandmother would tell me I look like, you look like a girl. Come here, and she'd sit me down. No, I don't want to.
Now I need to wash my hair. Thanks, Nana.
Thanks a lot, Grandma. No, this was Grandma. This is Grandma.
Black like the handles are painted black, and they're so old that paint is all but gone.
Chipped off and silver under it. And the scissor blades don't even connect with each other. No. There's no they don't even rub together. They're just like there's like a 1/4 inch between them, and you have to squeeze them just right to get them to cut, and it yanks the hair out of your head.
Jesus.
It's more pulling it from its roots than it is really.
Your grandma could have used a Floby, that's for sure.
Mayo, come here. Thanks. My grandfather was a barber, too. It's like, why are you cutting my hair? Right. He's got a shop with fucking scissors.
Let's take a trip down where he's at.
Special chairs and shit. What are we doing here?
Booster seats, goddammit.
So this lunatic here, Simon Kenton, he served in, like I said, the Revolutionary War, the Northwest Indian War, the War of 1812.
Jesus.
He survived the gauntlet and ritual torture in 1778 while he was adopted into the Shawnee people.
What the fuck?
That's a tough son of a bitch.
He did. Oh my God!
Like they do in the islands.
Like
they do
Ace
that
Ventura.
Now. Yeah, well they do it. Yes,
but for real,
they do it in the islands where you have to go through a crazy ass thing, and they put a crazy tattoo on you to show that you're a man. He did that with the Shawnee Indian people.
Bananas.
Which is Chris. So he's a tough son of a bitch.
Shawnees were vicious as fuck.
I think so. And he was in 3 goddamn wars, which is pretty impressive. And the Shawnee survived all of this. He was married twice and had 10 children. Even looking like a fat old woman, he still had 10 children.
I remember now.
But that's all great. But I don't care that he did all that because the thing he did to begin with was so stupid that's all canceled out. In 1771, he was 16 years old and he thought he killed a man over a woman. There was a fight over a girl.
When he was 16?
16 years old, fight over a girl. 1771, fight over a girl. Okay, I assume that involves bear traps and everything else. I picture it very, very rugged and rural and like a Alaskan wilderness fight. So he beat a man so bad he thought he killed him in a jealous rage. So he then fled Kentucky, or he flees into the wilderness of West Virginia, and Ohio, where he lived in the woods for a while, and then lived in Ohio for years under a different name. Yeah. He just assumed
changed his name,
moved, pretend to be a different person. Never happened. Right. Walking away, right? So he lived there as Simon Butler for years.
Jesus.
And then after like 4 years, he found from someone from the other town came in and found out that the guy didn't die. He did this for nothing. for nothing. He could have used
fantastic.
He could have used Facebook really bad. Like, oh, Frank's still fucking alive?
There he is.
Holy shit. Well, I can get out of the woods now. God damn it. Jeez, I've been sleeping out here for 3 days. Holy crap.
And he did that for a while.
He did that for years.
He lived in another state.
And then he just learned he lived, and he was like, oh, shit, never mind. Went back, took his original name back. How's it going, guys?
By the way, everybody, I'm Kenton.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
And they were like, we need to name the whole county. All of this shit needs to be named after this guy.
They named it after him after all that shit.
After all that.
Wowza.
I mean, I guess all the wars and all that, but
Shawnee
that
shit.
cancels all out. What a fucking moron here. Complete idiot. This area, the 3 northernmost counties here in that kind of that panhandle of Kentucky area, northern tiny panhandle. A lot of German and Irish people there, mainly hardy, stout people doing field work not field work, groundwork, the mines into different
eating a lot of sour food.
Also, everything is pickled.
So
it's
gross.
awful. So it's still very rural up there, by the way. This is not, it's weird. Cincinnati's across the river, but here you would never know it unless you looked across the river. Like, it's just, it's fucking rural northern Kentucky. I don't like that Cincinnati shit around here. Although
backwoods don't stop till the casket drops. That kind of life.
Yes, exactly. I feel like a lot of people here are probably work in Cincinnati too, though. They probably just drive across the bridge and come back, and this is like a small town, but you can work in a city 20 minutes away.
That's great.
Type of thing, which isn't a bad idea unless you're some of these people we'll talk about, which it turned into a bad deal here. They had a ferry service across the Ohio River until somebody built a suspension bridge, which was actually a prototype of the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh.
And then land values went up by the river. Yeah. Land values quadrupled as soon as the bridge came in.
Sure.
And they were like, you can't have that land at all.
That's ours now.
That's ours. You're back off the river. Yeah, we don't need you here.
Do you want to chip in on this bridge? This thing's fucking amazing.
The fucking suspension bridge. It's expensive, so it's pricey. You're not chipping in? All right. 5 miles from the river. Eat dicks, everybody. Yeah, we're building a wall, too. You're going to peek over it. In the 1970s, there was a lot of growth here in this whole area. Number one, you had Cincinnati was right there, and that grew a little bit here. There was a lot of rail service and river things going on, a lot of industrial parks, because a lot of times that's what they'll kind of industry will set up kind of outside of a city. If there's a suburb right there, kind of they can support it that has friendlier to them.
Got it.
They're like, well, we want jobs so you can destroy the environment, do whatever you want, and pay no taxes for it. Okay? Just hire us for $10 an hour. Destroy our home, please.
Fuck it all.
So fuck it all. That seems to be what happens there. Also, this is weird. It's geographically centrally located this is the strangest thing I've ever heard, actually. Within 800 miles of here, 80% of the U.S. population lives within 800 miles of here in any direction.
Wow.
How weird is that?
80%?
80%. And if you look at it, within 800 miles, you'd snag Chicago, you'd snag New York, you'd snag Detroit, Baltimore, D.C., Philly, Pittsburgh, all of these, Atlanta probably, all encompassed in a circle.
I'll bet you smack all kinds of big-ass cities. St. Louis.
Everything but West Coast, basically. That's why you're 80%. But I never...
Wow.
So that's why it's a huge deal for distribution centers there.
Okay.
There's a ton of distribution centers there. And,
any direction you go within 800 miles, you're hitting 80%, a huge city.
80% of the country lives within 800 miles of them. So distribution-wise, that's why
I'll bet Miami's even within there.
Maybe. That's possible. I'm not sure, but it's possible.
That's crazy.
It's interesting. There's a haunted place here, and this is goddamn hilarious. This is the best haunted place ever.
What's it?
A phantom police officer in a 1950s police car haunts Narrows Road, locals say, pulling over living drivers.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry I'm late. I got pulled over by the ghost.
Does he hide behind like an old 50s billboard? Just take down the billboard. You get rid of the cop.
The ghost.
Where does he hide at?
The ghost is said to be the lingering spirit of a cop who was hit and killed by a car here while making a traffic stop in the 50s.
Sweet fuck.
The fucked up part, that ghost cop, still killed 8 black motorists last year, which is really disturbing, but it happened. It's Kentucky.
Excellent.
He's a Kentucky ghost cop, so, sorry, guys. It's very, very sad. So I love how it says, some reports say that this is only a legend. No shit? Yeah. Really? You think? I had it as fact.
Unbelievable.
I wasn't going to drive down there. People in this town, population 8,769. It is up 7.7% since 1990, but then it went down since 2000. So they moved here and they went, never mind, fuck this place. It's not even near the river. What the hell's going on here?
A ghost cop pulled me over.
Ghost cop pulled me over, killed my black friend. This is fucked up, man. I'm leaving. Median age is...
Rest in peace, Jamal.
Sorry, Jamal. Why Jamal? Why'd you go?
That
Ladies and
was so
gentlemen,
awful.
my partner, Andrew Jackson here. Why can't he be Bob? Why?
It could
Why's
be.
he got to be Jamal,
I had
Jimmy?
a friend. You know what? It doesn't matter. I had a friend in high school that was black named Bob, also dead. So whatever.
No, that's funny. I had a lot of friends. I had like 3 friends in high school that were black named Jamal. So it's,
Are they dead?
I don't know.
No.
Fuck should I know? Hope not. They're nice guys.
Jesus Christ.
I hope they weren't killed by the ghost cop, but you never know. Hopefully they stayed out of Kentucky. Median age in this town is about 6 years older than normal. It's about 43. Male-female populations are right at average. A lot of this shit is very, very average in this town.
Got it.
It's a very, very average, nice, safe little town.
Yeah.
It's one of those places. 62% of the people are married. That's the only real aberrant stat.
Wow.
It's usually 50%. So it's families.
Yeah.
It's very family-oriented, middle-class, nice neighborhoods. Mow your lawn, get your shit together. Just that type of place here.
Right.
Not a crazy place, not a lot of partying and shit like that. You can go to Cincinnati and party it up over there. No doubt. Race and religion of this town. Race, 98.78% white.
Jesus.
That is excessively white.
That's insanely white.
You like Cincinnati?
That's a lot
Hate
of
black people? Edgewood, Kentucky. I think that's what it is. Swear to Christ, that's what it feels like.
You can walk in our parks. We said so.
Yeah, it's fine. It's super weird. 0.14% black.
Right.
That's dropping by the day with the ghost cop wandering around, so you got to be careful there.
Mowing them down.
Yeah, 0.70% Asian.
Okay.
So, I don't know, a few Asian people there, not too many. 0.12% Hispanic. So it is not very Hispanic at all. It is just white. It's very white. Wow. 49% of the people are religious in this town, which is right on average. 26.89% are Catholic. I don't know how that works.
That's interesting.
Last time when we did Kentucky, I believe we had like no Catholics in the entire place. So that's a town-to-town thing. Yeah, it's very, very strange here. 0.0% Jewish, obviously. 0.13% Muslim. So there's the same amount, basically, of Muslims as black people in this town, which is...
It's all black. All the black people are Muslims.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe they're like nation, you know? Maybe that's what it is.
There are no Jamals there.
No, absolutely not. There's a Kareem.
Right.
And I just went with it. We both went with... You went with Chris Jackson, and I went with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We went with Lou Alcindor. We both went with basketball players who changed their name to Muslim names. That's pathetic. Ladies and gentlemen, we're both Andrew Jackson. We suck. Jesus Christ. All right. Fine.
That's awesome.
36% Democrat, 61% Republican in this town. Cost of living overall is 98. We say 100 is average, regular, par. The high thing here is housing. Everything's about at 100. Housing is 106. It's only a little bit above the norm. Median home cost $196,500. It's about $10,000, $11,000 over the average. So not that expensive, but there are some very expensive homes here also. It's one of those things. There's like a lot in the 150 to 300,000, and then there's a bunch that are like $500,000 up. So it's
I see myself being already old in that when my mom the house my mom bought was $87,000, and that 1992
in Phoenix. There's nothing here.
But every time I hear anything more than that,
that's your
blown
standard
the
of a
fuck
house.
Away.
26 years ago, before a city
I'm a
blew up.
fucking idiot. That's why
It was like a 3-bedroom, 1,500 square foot block house.
28. No, 1,800. No, 23. I don't. It's almost 2,000 square feet.
Okay, so not bad.
A 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot home with a pool and on a lot of land.
It's a quarter century ago. In 1992,
I know.
When you were buying the house, if someone said, when I bought a house in 1967, this is bullshit. It was $17,000. I will not pay anything over that. You'd be like, you old fart.
What the fuck are you talking about? That's not what it cost. Well, the girl that I was dating at the time, her grandmother paid $4,000 for her house.
Jesus Christ. Where was it? Phillips, Oklahoma?
No, it was here.
3 Points?
It was in Phoenix.
It was down in 3 Points?
It was in Scottsdale.
Oh, my God.
It was a nice house. But
was it 1941?
But she built the fucking thing in the 40s.
Yes. No one wanted to be here. It was the desert.
She paid $4,000 for the fucking thing.
If we've convinced you, the only place for you to be is Edgewood, Kentucky.
1940 Phoenix, Arizona.
We have for you the Edgewood, Kentucky Real Estate Report. We have a two-bedroom apartment on the average of $720 here, so that's cheaper than the norm. It's about $400 cheaper than the norm. So that looks like the more economical way to go is to rent here. Three-bedroom, two-bath house, 1,100 square feet. Not that impressive.
Nothing.
Needs some work on the inside. $179,900. So not that great.
For 1,000 square feet.
It's a small little brick house. It's like a starter home or whatever, but it's tiny. 1,100 square feet. You're not going to want to have 3-4 kids in there.
No.
They're going to be on top of you. I have a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,500 square foot house for $200,000. Okay. That one's nice too. Needs a little inside work. Outside, very nice, except for the outside. There is an above ground pool, so you want to. That's not a selling point in my opinion. It's sad too because there's this little concrete block of a porch looking at the above ground pool.
That's
and
brutal.
It's very sad. And then if you want to stretch out, if you've done very well over in Cincinnati, we have a 4-bedroom, 6-bathroom, 4,800 square foot, beautiful brick. Just beautiful mansion for $699,900. Things to do.
Wow. Apart from work all day to pay your fucking mortgage.
No shit.
$699,000. That seems so much money.
That's a lot. Things to do here. We have the Edgewood Parade. Takes place in October, 9:30 a.m.
Always a goddamn parade.
Always a parade. Got to get everybody together. Everyone lines up at the Kmart. And they march all the way to the Dixie Highway. So do that.
That's how they get people out of town.
That's right. And Elaine and the Biscaynes are playing at 7 p.m. So we have that. Wine glass painting class. This isn't drink wine and paint shit either. That's a different thing. This is actually painting wine glasses.
Just painting a glass.
$10. So don't do that. Also, tubing.
You gotta buy the fucking...
You can go tubing.
You got to pay for the glass if you want to paint.
That's basically what it is. And you got to be 21 because I guess you drink while you paint wine glasses. I hope not out of the same glass you're painting. Also tubing. $20 per person to tube, snow tubing, that sort of thing.
I remember that.
So crime rate here, thing we're interested in, property crime is about 25% lower than average. It's pretty safe here. And then violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, assault, the Mount Rushmore of crime is about half the average rate. So it's a safe, nice little suburb where you can go and relax and not be murdered, unless you're some people that we're going to talk about right here who could not live here without being murdered. Let's talk about some people for a minute here. Let's see what life is like in Edgewood, shall we?
I'm in.
Let's do it. Now, first, let's talk about Stephen Craven. Okay, Stephen Craven. We'll go all the way back to about 1988 now. Okay, in 1988, Stephen Craven was like this. He's this upstanding kind of a guy. He comes from a good family. He's a very kind of a square white dude. He joins the Coast Guard to become a pilot.
I like it.
Which, to become a pilot, you have to have your shit together. Like it's funny because like a lot of times in the military, if you're a narcissist, they put you in the pilot program. Like what would disqualify you for most things are like, oh no, he's an asshole, make him a pilot. Like
he loves himself. Put him
literally.
In the cockpit.
If you have like delusional narcissistic characteristics, they don't boot you out. They put you in the pilot program.
How about that?
Because you have to be that way to fly into shit like that. You have to go, no one can fucking kill me. Also, otherwise, you're going to go, fuck this, and turn around.
And not just that,
normal people.
If you care about yourself like that, then you're not going to fucking just...
Well, it's just
driving into the ground. You know what I mean?
They found that people who don't have that turn around when shit's going to happen because they're like, I'm going to get killed here. Whereas those guys are like, no one can kill me. I'm amazing. Like I'm just flying right into that. So as they get shot down, they're like, that's all right. At least he did it. So that's literally what they do for pilots. Like if you're too normal, they don't like you to be a pilot. I don't know in the Coast Guard because they're just kind of patrolling back and forth. But I know like in Navy, like if they're looking for like Coast
Guard also they go save people water rescue.
Oh yeah, they do. But I mean like they're not getting in dog fights with Korean fucking that's whatever.
You're not looking for Russian MiGs.
It's not Top Gun is what I'm getting at. Yeah, like the Top Gun guys, those guys all have to be narcissistic lunatics. Like you can't have a normal person.
They cast some good guys for that.
Asshole. Yeah. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. Like they did.
That might be the best casting of all time then.
And that's part of it too. They looked at Val Kilmer and went, he fucking loves himself.
Holy shit.
Perfect. And then Tom Cruise, you go, he's so thrilled with himself right now. It is not even funny.
And it's crazy how small he is, yet he's so proud.
And we can cram him right in the cockpit because he's only 5'2". He's very cute. You can put him in your pocket, stuff him right in there. He's a tiny little guy. So, but Steven's a square kind of a guy. He's the type of guy that when you walk, you see his picture, when you walk on a flight, that's the guy you want to see standing there, like in the doorway of the cockpit saying, how you doing?
Yeah.
That guy. You go, that guy's got his shit together.
Right.
He doesn't look like he wants to die anytime soon. He doesn't look hungover.
That's key.
He's got like a dorky haircut. Like he's fucking together. So he's in the Coast Guard becoming a pilot, and he meets a woman, which as you do, you're a young guy. You're out in California. He's out in California becoming a pilot. In the this is like Top Gun.
Playing volleyball with his shirt off.
With his shirt off, cruising up and down the beach in his motorcycle. You know how it goes.
On a fucking Honda.
You know how you do.
Killing it.
You know how you do. There's the instructors. All the instructors are beautiful women that live on the beach.
Shit, yeah.
And you go over and they make you dinner and you have sex with them. It's fantastic.
Knock on the door and they're pantsless somehow, and they say they'll make you dinner.
Right now, there's hundreds of people turning off the podcast and running to sign up for the Coast Guard. They're like, this sounds fucking great. Oh, my God.
Pantsless hot chick on the beach.
There's pantsless hot beach chicks here? This is fantastic.
Begging to make you dinner.
I get a motorcycle?
Right.
Okay.
After you've turned down your second round of volleyball because...
I get dinner and sex? Right. And I get to play shirtless volleyball? I don't really want to play shirtless volleyball. Do I have to play shirtless volleyball? Is that part of the...
That's the weirdest part of that movie is that he pops over to that girl's house and then she goes...
getting in the shower.
Yeah, I'm going to use your shower. What?
Huh?
Excuse me?
That was so...
What the fuck are you talking about?
Why couldn't they have him stop at home and take a shower and then go over there like a normal person?
Rather presumptuous to pop over to the girl's house you're not even dating and ask her to use her... Not even ask. I'm going to use your shower.
I'm jumping in the shower. I'm taking my cock out in your house.
And by the way, what are you going to do after that? You're going to put dirty clothes back on?
That's the other thing,
that are filled with sand?
Sand and sweat and Val Kilmer's jizz. Who knows what the fuck is on those? Who knows what's on them, damn it.
What a stupid fucking plot point.
It's a very simple... It's like they had to show that she's so important to him that he's going to interrupt his precious volleyball game, but not important enough to shower before he goes over there. Right. Jump in the ocean. Something. I don't fucking know. You're right by the beach. Don't go over there sweaty. You scumbag
Bring your
asshole.
salty, sandy dick over there.
Ah, Jesus
Horrible.
Christ. So, Stephen Craven and his salty, sandy dick, he goes from a volleyball game... And he meets his...
so fucking ridiculous.
He meets a young lady.
Yeah.
He meets Adele Vicuna.
Mm-hmm.
She is she lives in Long Beach. So it's a local girl. It's funny, too. She's like 4'10".
Yeah.
She's like a smaller kind of a girl.
Yeah.
He's going out with Adele.
Yeah.
His family does not approve of this, apparently. Right. Neither does hers. Okay. This is neither family's into this. This is a Romeo and Juliet situation. Yeah. She's Hispanic from Long Beach. Her family doesn't like this white guy she brought home, and his family's like, "Where'd you get the fucking, where'd you get her from? Right. What barrio'd you fucking dig her out of? Because they're assholes too." So everyone's assholes. No one wants these people to be together. Which, in the end, they were probably right, but for the wrong reasons that they thought, not because of their backgrounds, because they end up. We'll find out.
At odds.
We'll find out what happens here. Adele is from, I think her dad's a mechanic. Mm-hmm. She's from Long Beach. Very working class type of, lower middle class type of upbringing.
Dodgers fans.
Well, yeah, exactly. Raiders hats, that sort of thing. Yeah. Picture her brothers own lots of Raiders memorabilia.
Yes.
Whereas Steven's family owns no Raiders memorabilia whatsoever. And they went to a Dodger game once and found a little Mexican for them. And they left. And they left in the third inning. So, they said it's a little Jose-y down there, if you know what I mean. That was their
lots of cousins or some shit like that.
Yeah. So they meet and they fall in love.
Yeah.
And they imagine it. They're having a Top Gun, except, he's got to go to her parents' house and do this and like hide from her brothers and father. Yeah. It's a little different than the Kelly McGillis situation, but still, it's romantic.
Yeah.
They're like 20 years old and he's a pilot and it's nice. It's a nice story, you figure.
At minimum, it's fucking storybook.
It is.
One way or another.
While he's becoming a pilot, she is going through mortician school.
Oh, boy.
So that's what you want. So
that's weird.
His family's like, so you found a Mexican chick who's a mortician.
Right.
That's who you found. Right. Okay. They're like, great. That's just what we had in mind for you.
You watched a lot of Addams Family growing up.
Yeah. What is going on here with you? They don't like that. And her family just doesn't want her to marry a white dude. Right. It's just like, I don't like that guy. And fine, whatever. They're on both sides. Who cares?
His name's Steve. What the fuck?
Stephen Craven.
How much whiter could you find?
Stephen Craven. But she ends up, she really falls hard for Steven.
Yeah.
And they become very quickly an item, and they end up, after only about 6 months of being together, they end up secretly marrying in 1989 out in Long Beach, which is, secret marriage. That has to be, that's some romantic shit right there, isn't it?
Mysterious.
Yeah, it's mysterious. It's nice. So they must have been very excited about that. Had some very, very hot,
steamy,
sandy beach sex, I feel like. It would have been very gross.
In a pickup truck.
Infections all around.
Yeah.
Just awful. People getting bit by things.
Right.
Not a great scenario for anybody, but they seem to like it.
Yeah.
While this is going on, he's trying to get a job as a pilot for an airline. That's his goal here. And she is, I guess, trying to get a job as a mortician for a while until about 1992. Steven gets a job with Delta Airlines as a pilot.
Got it.
So this is, for him, he's super excited. This is this is his life's dream. He did the Coast Guard. Now he's here.
Right.
It's working out. He's got the girl that he wants here.
Great.
Life is good for this guy right here. Life is good. She's happy with it, too. She becomes kind of a housewife in this scenario, kind of a stay-at-home. They end up having a child the next year. But in 1992, when he gets the job, they move to Kentucky. They move to the Edgewood area, and that's where we end up here.
Got it.
That's why they end up there from California. Which,
fucking wow.
What a culture shock for her.
Yeah.
Going from Long Beach and Dodger games to Edgewood, Kentucky.
To nothing.
That had to be an odd, just a, wow, that's a just harsh, really different environment, I would imagine, for you. First of all, just going from Long Beach, going from whatever you want to say about Long Beach, it's still beautiful.
Still LA.
It's still beautiful out there. You're still near the ocean. You know what I mean? These guys are like, we can't even get to, this town isn't even by the river. We can't even get to the fucking river, and I'm from a town called Long Beach.
Right.
No, you can't get me even close to a shit river that would catch on fire if I threw a match on it, because it's so fucking polluted. So, yeah, that's where we're at there. In 1993, they have a son named Daniel.
Okay.
So they have a son, so they're starting their family.
Yeah.
Seems storybook. Right. You know what I mean? They meet, they have whatever, the families don't like it, they get married, they move away together, he gets a good job, she's raising the child at home.
Right.
Seems like if that's what you're into, that would be a storybook situation.
It's
if
something
that's what you want to do. Yeah, if that's her goal. I don't know if she wants to be a mortician more or whatever, but she seems happy with this for now. She wants to raise the kids at home. So good for you.
Mortician is still a job. Creepy as fuck, but it's still a job.
But it's still a job of some kind here. 1995, they have another son named Joseph. So, that's 2 kids. Now it's like just a stereotypical, middle America family at this point in time.
Religious names, Daniel and Joseph.
Religious names, and there's a reason for religious names for these kids, because they are very religious.
Oh.
They are the two. They're the two that are standing outside the church welcoming you to the church. Like, you walk up and they're like, "Hey, Bob, how you doing? Hey, Steve, how are you? Hey, kid, Bill."
Handing you a pamphlet.
Yeah, handing you a pamphlet. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Like they own the fucking church.
Yeah.
He's not a pastor. He's not the guy running the church. They're just so we're the holiest of them all, and we'll greet you in. Trust me, we'll bring you in here.
Giving you a plan on the day of fellowship.
Yes, exactly. People liked Stephen. Stephen was considered a very good family man, by the community too. He's the guy out front of the church with his wife and kids, and everybody's dressed real nice. And he's a pilot, which seems like an upstanding job. You're entrusted with a plane and worth millions of dollars and 300 lives at a time. So it's let's not go crazy here. Let's not go fucking crazy.
I mean, he was in the military.
He was in the Coast Guard, Jimmy.
It's
no offense, military. Coast Guard. No offense, Coast Guard.
It's the easiest.
No offense, Coast Guard. But you did not fight the Nazis off, I don't think. It wasn't the.
They probably saved some Marines that did, though.
Got the 101st Airborne, and get the Coast Guard in here. There's somebody drowning. They need a dinghy, so we're going to get them out there. I know the Coast Guard does more than that. We're picking on you, Coast Guard.
When those tanks sunk off of the beaches of Normandy, because the
Coast Guard wasn't there. They were over on our coast. They weren't there at all. They were like, I hear the coasts are fucked up over there. I don't know.
Our coasts are clear.
I'll be in Miami. So,
guarding the Puerto Ricans.
I'll be guarding.
At least one's pussy. That's all. All right, exactly. Sorry. That one too far.
No, but they're, I meant to, when you said hero, I was thinking of a Delta airline pilot. I'm like, I
still call that guy a hero more than I call a doctor who's just, I think I've said it on here before, they're entrusted with a few lives a day.
Yeah.
A pilot has hundreds all day.
But none of them are sick. They just have to get them there and land them. And if they drop dead afterwards, that's not their fucking problem.
But they just have to keep them alive.
It's different.
It's pretty amazing. I'm more impressed by them.
By a pilot?
Yeah.
I'm not impressed by you. I'm more impressed by a guy who drives an 18-wheeler. That seems much harder. I've been on a plane and I've seen an 18-wheeler.
Safe all day too.
Not only that, I watch an 18-wheeler back into a parking space.
That's a good,
watch that.
That's
point. Harder than anything that a fucking pilot does. I've been on a plane.
But at least
they back straight out. They drive fast. They fly straight. They fucking land.
One mistake and all of that doesn't happen, though.
That's true. But don't make a fucking mistake. You have 2 jobs. You sit there the rest of the time. I know what autopilot is, motherfucker. You are there. You work. That's true. 10% of the time you're on the clock.
Anytime that plane feels unsteady, it's because autopilot was turned off.
They're like, what happened? Oh shit! Just click the button again.
A human's in control
we
of it.
know nothing about flying planes.
That's why it feels.
We're just talking shit. We know nothing about flying planes. I'm sure it's very difficult.
Planes are always, they fucking go straight for about 80% of the time. That 10% on the front and the 10% on the back, that's when the fucking human is actually doing something. And it feels like shit.
A trucker has to deal with traffic and shit like that. There's no traffic in the sky. You're just flying. You're flying straight with nobody up there. There's literally people going, stay away from him. You get in this lane and you get in that lane because we can't have anyone around anybody. Whereas a truck driver, they have to deal with assholes cutting them off and everything else. Fuck that. And like I said, I back an 18-wheeler up. That's a magic trick to me. That is magic. You could cure cancer in front of me and back up an 18-wheeler, and I'd be like, fuck that guy. The 18-wheeler guy is amazing.
The 18-wheeler, though, they're a lot easier to back up than a little fucking lawn trailer. Have you ever?
They are. Those are
that short wheelbase.
I'll snap it right off.
Any little movement of that steering wheel, and it's all fucked.
It's gone. Yeah, you're done with that shit.
An 18-wheeler takes a lot to move that thing out of the path.
It does. But shit, man, it's difficult. It's
still impressive,
but it's impressive on both counts here. So everybody looks up to him. He's considered a role model in the town. People are like, oh yeah, you want their kids to grow up like him, which
he's got his shit together.
Fucking dork, but still, that's fine. You want to have your kid grow up to be a nice guy. That's hang out in front of the Vineyard Christian Church, which is where they hang out in front of. That's what they're doing here. She's a stay-at-home mom. They're just picturesque, and everyone from the outside feels like everything is perfect for them. However, there are some things that aren't perfect on the inside, if you know the marriage, as usually is the case, especially in the perfect marriages. Stephen was also very controlling of Adele in certain aspects. Didn't want her to have a phone, didn't want her to have her own cell phone.
That's not good.
In the 90s, it was not everyone had a cell phone anyway in the late 90s, but still didn't want her to have one. Would do things like complain about her spending habits and things like that, complain about her spending money, which is, that's kind of typical marriage shit. Also would complain about her weight all the time.
Oh, boy.
Which isn't nice. No. It's stupid. She's got 2 kids.
Yeah. That's what happens. Yeah,
and even if you didn't have 2 kids, it doesn't fucking matter. You married her, so that's what you got now.
Yeah,
so
but
fucking live with it.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's Spanish. What do you expect?
You married a 4'10" Hispanic girl. What did you expect? She was going to be svelte for her whole fucking life? No offense, but when we said that at the live crowd, and 45 Hispanic women cheered because they went, "Yes, you're right." Everyone was silent, and then they cheered, and I went, "See, we're right." And they were like, "Yeah, actually, you are right."
I knocked one up twice. I know what happens.
It's the truth.
It's not mutually exclusive to Spanish women, but it's pretty fucking common.
And she's not, and we'll say this too. Dudes get fat without having kids.
Fuck yeah.
So they just have fat sitting there. So we're not taking any shots at any gender on this one. This is just whatever. And the thing is too, she's not even fat too. That's the thing. It's not like she's going 300 pounds here. She's 4'10". She weighs 125 pounds.
Jesus.
She's not fat at all. Come on. Be happy you got a nice wife who wants to fucking.
Give credit where it's due.
You're a dork. Be happy. She'll fuck you to begin with.
Twice at least.
Yeah. And I assume more on the beach. Lots of dirty beach sand.
So much of it.
They end up, she just found him in every way inflexible and not, just very too stiff for her and too controlling of everything in the house and the money and she felt like everything she did was going to be critiqued.
Sure.
If I eat this, he's going to say I'm fat.
Right.
It's one of those things, which that's a shit way to live. Nobody needs to live like that.
Right.
So rather than
she's probably eating like what she's used to eating at home, like her comfort foods, like Spanish foods, are not necessarily healthy.
No, she's going to have to cook it for herself in Kentucky in the 90s, though. I don't know where she's going to get any of that shit.
Where she's going to find the carne.
There's probably not going to be a lot of that shit around. The carnicia around here anywhere? Pardon? Carnicia? What the fuck you talking? There's a Piggly Wiggly down there.
We got burgoo.
You can buy little packages of them Carl Budding lunch meat. It's about 79 cents each. We're not sure it's meat, but it looks pretty good.
It says it.
Roll that up in a tortilla, and you got yourself something there. There you go.
It's a little roll up.
There you go there, Speedy Gonzalez. You have a good one. And they tap her on the ass, and she walks out like, where am I?
Have one of those, I guess it's meat roll up.
Yeah, you can do that. It's fine. It's fine. But he makes an effort. They're making an effort rather than just get divorced. She complains to him and he says, okay, we'll go to counseling.
Yeah.
So he goes to counseling. They go together. He is 100% into the counseling. Mm-hmm. He's trying very hard. Yeah. He tries to make a change. Yeah. I don't know if he does or not. Mm-hmm. But we never know what happens on the inside of a marriage that closely. But outwardly, he seems to make changes.
That's nice.
People say like that know the couple and spend time with them that his demeanor is much more friendly around her, that sort of thing. He even, next to his bed, he keeps a binder with goals written down. And that's the kind of guy we're dealing with here. Jesus. A guy with a goal binder. You have a goal binder, Jimmy? I don't.
No, I don't have one of those.
I don't even have goals in my head. Never mind in a fucking binder. I'm like, I don't know. Don't die today. That's my goal. So,
I got a goal of $3 million one day.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be a good goal.
There'll be a lot of empty space in that binder.
Well, he's filling it in with all sorts of shit, this guy. He's got different goals. He's got like career goals. Yeah. He's got goals as a father. He's got goals as a husband, all written in here.
Nice.
In different pages, different columns. He's very well organized, as you would hope. You would hope from a pilot and a fucking dork. Right. I want my pilot to be a dork.
Yeah.
I want him to be a dork in a square.
He's so good at it.
Check all the gauges, make sure everything's good, land me safely. Right. I don't need any fancy shit.
Press the right buttons.
Yeah, nothing fancy.
No.
You don't need to fly upside down and give anybody the finger. No. We're not going crazy here.
I don't need the ass end of the plane wiggling.
Nope, let's get
waving at other planes as you go by.
That's right.
I'm good. Just fly it fucking straight.
So in his book, under husband, he wrote this in there, quote, lift and compliment Adele. Mm-hmm. Her love and partnership make her the most important person in my life. Encourage her growth and independence. Provide Adele the security of unconditional love. Yeah. Always be courteous and seek her wise counsel. Engage Adele in every level of planning. Yeah. So these are his husband goals based on counseling. And so you can tell he's trying. Yeah. At least he wrote it down, and that's something. I don't fucking know. Yeah. I mean, he's not beating her or anything. Right. So it's like, whatever. But he's trying at least.
I bet he wrote lift if you can. Nope. It's scribbled
out. Nope. Sorry. Never mind. Damn it. I thought she'd find that funny, but she didn't. Shit.
She won't like that.
She's not going to like that. So anyway, this all seems to be going well. They're going to counseling. Everybody on the outside seems to think that, okay, everything's fine. Her family had been talking to her about them going to counseling and that sort of thing. And everything's fine through the spring of 2000. Yeah. Okay, so we go all the way up to the spring of 2000. Yeah. They're going to counseling. They're working it out. Then we're going to jump ahead a little bit here. Yeah. We're going to jump around a little bit. July 12th, 2000. Okay, this is spring of 2000. He writes all that in the notebook and whatever. They're making an effort at counseling. Yeah. July 12th, 2000 at 8:30 p.m. Okay, Adele comes home. She's been gone shopping with her two kids. Yeah. She comes home. It's about 8:30 p.m. and she sees her front door is open at her house. Wide open, not unlocked. She pulled in the driveway. The front door is wide open, which obviously isn't normal. No. So she freaks out a little bit. She thinks her home is being burglarized because her front door is wide open. So she doesn't know if there's anyone in there, if there's a burglar. She takes her two kids and they go to a neighbor's house, which seems like the smart move. Maybe if her husband let her have a cell phone, she could have called the cops. She could have called the cops from there rather than the neighbor's house. But hey, if you're going to control somebody like that, they're not going to be able to call the cops.
She doesn't have the phone. Neighbor's house is the right place.
Neighbor's house is the right place to go, and it's probably safe anyway. Get out of the way, of people. You never know. Get out of there.
Safety in numbers.
Safety in numbers. Yeah, the guy's not going to come up to 8 people in a house and try to fucking rob it. I don't think, or kidnap people. That'd be a ballsy burglar, a really bad one.
I was just stealing jewelry, and then I saw all of you over here, so I
saw
figured
the lights were on.
Right.
Figured I'd come over, kidnap a couple of you. You look good, and how about you, Shorty? Let's go.
You look short. You're a little fat, but I'll take it.
That's all right. You're plump, but that's fine. You don't know anything about embalming or anything like that, do you? Oh, my God. It's a match made in heaven.
Right.
So she goes to the police. She calls 911. She tells the police she came home shopping with the kids and the door is open. They said, maybe it's your husband. Do you have a husband that lives with you? Yes, maybe it's him. Yeah. And she said, no, it's definitely not him. He's in New York. Yeah. He had a flight to New York, so he's not here. Yeah. So there's no way it's my husband. I don't know what's going on here. Whatever. So she calls them. She calls the police. The police come over, and the police probably think like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She fucking left the door on ajar, and the wind blew it open, and now we got to go. We got to go look through this goddamn lady's house now. That's probably what
maybe
they thought.
It's the ghost cop. You never know.
Ghost cop. Well, you know what? We'll send the ghost cop to investigate. How about that? Oh yeah, you had a birth. Okay, yeah, we'll send our finest officer.
Yeah. He's going to show up in an old Edsel.
And then he figures out she's Hispanic and beats her with a club. And it's like, what? She's like, no, my house is being robbed. So I knew you were robbing this house. Right. He's beating her up.
There he is.
Yeah, just banging on her head. So she calls the police. The police come over and they're searching the house, like kind of just doing the old flashlight over here. Yeah. Horse shit, whatever. Sure. And then they open the basement door and they go down to the basement and they find something. Now they found something. Yeah. This is not, it has turned into this lady, whatever, walk through the house, make her feel better. Right. Holy shit. Oh, my goodness. Because what they find is Steven.
Oh, boy.
He is not in New York.
Whoops,
he's in the basement. At the bottom of the stairs, very dead.
I see him like rolling the flashlight on the floor, going, when you do this, the footprints rise up in the dust. Watch, you see this? They're just entertaining her, just doing shit they saw on CSI.
They're dusting footprints, but just not really doing it. It's like, no, they're fine. They got a little brush just dusting things.
She's got a feather duster. Yeah. I'm just dusting.
It's dusting
I'll
for prints.
Find them. I'll find them.
We're going to get that big bad burglar that broke into your house.
And then he walks downstairs and he's got that big pink feather duster.
And he goes,
Holy shit.
And he steps on a kidney and he's like, oh my God.
We gotta get real cops over here because
this isn't gonna call in the state police.
Somebody else knows better than me.
None of us know shit. They find Steven at the bottom of the stairs. It's a bloody mess of a scene too. Yeah. This isn't just like, oh, is he sleeping? Yeah. Did he pass out? This is like, whoa. It's
pretty obvious.
There's fucking blood everywhere. Really? Everywhere, all over him, all over everything. Well, the reason is because he's bludgeoned 12 times with a crowbar. So 12 times with what they figure out was a crowbar. Yeah. He's bludgeoned. But that's not enough, though. Yeah. Sometimes you bludgeon a guy 12 times with a crowbar, you feel like, I didn't quite do the job. Yeah. So then sometimes you get a 38 caliber pistol and you shoot him 3 times in the head, or twice in the head, once in the body.
My Christ!
So that's 12 crowbars and 3 38 shots. Jesus. if you're keeping. Is that
the order that they did it in, or did they like shoot him and then they ran out of bullets?
Well, we will find out exactly what happened here. That's a good question. You shoot him, shit, he's still alive. Right. Hit him with something. Fuck.
Me, myself, and Irene. Yeah. When he empties a clip into the cow's head, and then starts kicking it.
Yeah. I just picture this guy's getting a lamp, just get him. I don't know, jumping on his back. It turns into a fucking farce. Turns into a complete fucking farce here. So she says, must have been a robbery. Mm-hmm. That's all we can think of. It has to have been a robbery that did it. He was beat so badly that his skull was cracked and he had brain coming out of his skull.
Oh my God.
That's how badly he was beaten. And his right arm was broken. It's not easy to break an arm with impact. Yeah. With an impact blow like that, you have to fucking hit somebody to break their arm like that. That's no joke. Your arms are pretty tough for a reason.
Dude.
So yeah, this is brutal. Also, his wrist was broken too, which whatever. The other things were worse.
Yeah.
So this is a tragedy. Obviously, the community goes nuts because this is like their role model guy, and he's the guy standing outside a church.
Right.
And he's dead in the basement. First of all, everybody starts locking their doors a little tighter and shit like that. Everybody goes,
I would.
Oh, and then the whole neighborhood, the whole town, everyone's just like, no, this is there's something bad out there. It's like, I don't know. They all freak out. Everybody's putting locks on their kids' windows and shit like that. There's a madman breaking into houses and killing people.
Sure.
So, well, who wouldn't do that? Oh my God. The church members really lift up Adele. They really, take her in and try to comfort her,
right.
Which I guess that's kind of why you're a member of a church for shit like that. That would make sense. The two sons there are staying with relatives because she's so distraught. Yeah. And so everything, a neighbor of hers who lives 2 doors down said, quote, "It's a shock. None of us couldn't believe it. I never would have expected anything like this to happen to a family like the Cravens."
Jesus.
So it's just a small town murder tragedy, man. Just nothing untoward. Just, good God, we got to catch this madman who's out there right now. Now, the weird thing is, in the next week or so, they keep talking to Adele, trying to just, what was Stephen's schedule, trying to figure out maybe if somebody had knocked on the door 2 days earlier, or just trying to figure out any kind of anything. But it's really odd. They start to get a little bit weirded out by Adele. She apparently never sheds a tear during all this.
Nothing.
No tears at all, which is odd.
Yeah.
It's not your usual reaction, but I found out grief comes in all different ways. Some people, you can't look at someone and go, well, that's not how you act after somebody dies, because you don't know how people act after somebody dies.
Yeah.
So
some people masturbate on the body.
Some people do. Yeah. Usually they kill them. Though. Right. Very rarely do you find a dead loved one and go, I might as well masturbate on him, I guess, while I'm here. I mean, he's dead. Never going to get this opportunity again.
He's never looked hotter.
I've been waiting his whole life for this to happen. Been dying to jerk off on his corpse for years. Finally. Luckily for Stephen,
that never happens. You never see that at a funeral.
No. Luckily for Stephen, nobody jerked off on him.
Fantastic.
Or maybe they did and the police covered it up. I'm not sure. That's possible. You never know.
Ghost cop.
And a ghost cop could have jizzed on him. Ghost jizz. You got to watch out for ghost jizz. Ghost jizz. Right. Sneaks in, you don't even see it, and you're like, what is that all over me? Gross.
It's all over the ghost ticket.
And then it disappears. You're like, wow. Second you notice it, it's gone.
I saw Ghostbusters. I didn't think it was like this, the slime.
Well, the one ghost blew Dan Aykroyd.
Right, that's true. Yeah. That is true.
You know what? This is what happens.
In his sleep, and it was for real.
Yeah. That's impressive right there. As a child, I was like, so we have ghosts?
Right.
Ghosts, because I'd like ghosts.
I enjoy ghosts.
I feel like I'd like to have a ghost in the house. I feel like, can we move somewhere haunted, please? So there's a detective, Wayne Wallace. He's asked, he's the city of Edgewood detective. He's the lead investigator here. He starts to do some investigating, and he finds out some real interesting shit about the background that he didn't know about and nobody really knew about.
Okay.
Number one was that a couple weeks before Stephen was found dead, an Edgewood patrolman caught Adele and a man named Rusty McIntyre having sex in the church parking lot. In the church parking lot.
It's a good place to do it.
In his truck.
In his truck. Oh, gross.
So in a Catholic church parking lot.
Jesus.
So that's what she's doing. Who is Rusty McIntyre? The old Rusty Medina of Edgewood, Kentucky.
Right.
Old Rusty. First of all, his name is Rusty because he's a red motherfucker.
Really?
He is as red as it comes. His face is always red. His hair is bright red.
Yeah.
He's very red.
He is Opie and the kid from Mad Magazine.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he is.
Perfect.
Yeah, Alfred E. Newman.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, he looks like Alfred E. Newman, this guy. He is the son of a contractor that they hired.
Okay.
They hired a contractor to remodel a couple things in the house.
Okay.
And then they hire this Rusty to remodel the basement. It's a smaller job, and he kind of does handy work on the side, and his father only does bigger jobs. So they hire Rusty to remodel the basement.
Right.
So that's how they meet.
And remodel her basement in the church parking lot.
In the church parking lot. Exactly right there.
Got it.
So they're doing that here. They're caught. So that's curious to the detective, like, that's interesting.
Right.
She's having sex with a local scumbag in the church parking lot.
Unbelievable.
Okay, this is making a little more sense. And where was he killed?
Yeah.
In the basement. So they're a little skeptical of Rusty at this point here, which I don't fucking blame them. So they speak with Adele, because also too, when he spoke with Adele that night, the detective, he asked her about all this shit. Are you seeing anyone? Is he seeing anyone?
Right.
We need to know this shit. And she said, absolutely not. I don't know what you're talking about. We're a faithful family. Everything's fine. So she lied about that to the cops.
Through a mouthful of orange pubes.
Yeah, exactly. They were all over the place. All over
That's
her face.
Awesome.
Looks like she blew Ronald McDonald. And this cop is very...
He's not believing it.
He's like, your husband wasn't a redhead. I don't know about this. So... She made no mention of that, which was suspicious once they found out about the affair.
Yeah.
Not only that, if you add that with the fact that when they searched Adele's car, they found that she had her passport, a file folder that included birth certificates for her and her children, a makeup bag with all of her makeup, not just a few things, not a travel bag, all of her makeup from the house.
Caboodle.
Women do not do that unless they're going somewhere. Underwear, a marriage counseling notes, a phone charger, and clothes for the kids. That's like an OJ runaway kit.
It's a vacation for sure. Yeah, that's not coming back.
I'm leaving for now.
Right.
So they find that. That looks suspicious, along with, banging Rusty in the church parking lot.
A little bit.
Things are getting a little bit suspicious here. In addition to that, when they start interviewing her friends and people that she talked to, they find 8 people who she told that she wanted Stephen dead.
Oh, boy.
8 different
That's
people.
Too many.
One of the 8, she even asked if they knew how to hire a hitman.
Oh, Jesus.
She's leaving a trail of breadcrumbs here, a trail of red pubes from the church parking lot all the way to the basement.
All the way to the hitman.
All the way to the fucking basement. She even told the babysitter, and this is a little suspicious, she told her babysitter that if anything ever happened to Stephen, not to ask Adele about it because she didn't want to have to lie to her. So if you come to me and you go, dude, if my wife, anything ever happens to her, don't ask me about it because I don't want to lie to you. I am super suspicious of what you're up to. I am really suspicious.
If I ever tell you don't ask about anything because I don't want to lie to you.
That means you did whatever
Why would she even bring that up?
That's what I mean. What is she? Does she think she's like cool, like telling people she's going to kill her husband and they think that she's going to think is she like a high school kid who thinks she's tough? Like, I don't know what she's trying to do.
Keep away from my Rusty. You know what I mean?
Don't you think of putting a finger on Rusty over here. So those red pubes are all mine. All mine.
Just telling everybody, just don't fuck with me because I clearly am a bad person. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I would think so. So 8 days after, July 20th, 8 days after the murder, as we added up her getaway kit, the Rusty affair, all the people saying she wanted to kill him, the attempted hiring of a hitman, they go ahead and arrest her at that point. They're like, let's go ahead and take you in. What do you say? You clearly want to run away, and there's insurance money coming your way if we don't arrest you, where you can run
away
pretty
quick,
very easily, because there's a $500,000 insurance policy on the line here. Also,
doesn't take a ghost cop to figure this shit out.
No, it does not here. So she maintains her innocence the whole time. She's I don't know what you're talking about. I am upstanding. I love my husband. We're going to counseling. Everything's fine. You're so brave, Adele. You're very brave to keep such a stiff upper lip through this whole thing. She's doing it for the kids, Jimmy.
She's strong.
She doesn't want the kids to see her upset. That's what it is. I really believe that.
Sure.
I truly believe that Adele's innocent in all of this.
All right.
Now, Rusty refused right away because they talked to him immediately after they found out about the affair. They were like, excuse me, get over here, fucking pube head. Let's go.
We'd like to have a chat.
He refused to speak with the detective.
Nothing.
No. He's like, am I under arrest? No. Well, have a good one, asshole. And wouldn't talk to him and instead flees the country. But not what you think. He doesn't flee like he's not going to Monaco to live the high life forever.
To Mexico.
He goes on a prearranged Disney cruise, which is where all people, all contractors' sons who have sex with dead man's wives do. They go on a prearranged Disney cruise.
Awesome.
Fucking this idiot walking around with ears on. Prearranged. That was pre-booked for this date. And you know where he got the money for that? Do you know where that was? $3,000 from Adele that was given to her by her mother to get a divorce from Stephen. We find out from the mother.
I don't need this money anymore.
The mother's like, exactly, I'll use it for other things. The mother was like, well, if you want a divorce, I'll give you the money. And she thought Adele was filing for divorce and all that, which she didn't. She instead squirreled the money away and said it's cheaper to kill this guy and get the insurance money rather than have to fight him.
Put him on a boat.
Not to mention the fact that she got busted by a cop having an affair in a fucking parking lot, which is going to make her position in the whole divorce a little less.
A Disney cruise.
A Disney cruise. He's walking around with ears on like an asshole by himself. So it's all families and kids running around, and this red-headed dildo with fucking ears on walking around going, hey guys, like asking to join families and shit. So I picture
on a floating IHOP with Mickey running around. How fucking terrible.
Why would he book that? This isn't like a sex tour of Thailand or some shit. Why would he book? I want to go on a Disney cruise. You know what I've been wanting to see? Little Mermaid up close. That's what I want to see. I'm dying to see Simba in the flesh.
He had to go work on his Goofy impression.
What a fucking asshole, man.
Terrible.
What a
fucking Disney cruise. That'll throw off the scent of murderer.
Yeah, that'll throw from a guy who doesn't have the money to go on Disney cruises. You know what I mean? So he is returned from vacation. Yeah. He's then confronted with more serious evidence from the detective. Like, we have a lot of evidence, and you're going to talk to us.
We got to have a more serious chat. Take off those ears.
Sir.
Yeah. I can't take you serious with your name embroidered on your fucking forehead.
Either that or he takes the ears from him in a dominance move and puts them on. How do you like it now that I got the ears, huh, Rusty? And he's like, I don't like it at all. He's trying to see if he'll snap on him, you know what I mean?
Those were $25. Give those back, sir.
Let me ask you a question. What if a guy like, I don't know, Stephen Craven were to put your ears on? How would you feel about that? How would you react to something like that? You'd obviously have to tell him that he's wronged you, right? You'd have to I'd fucking kill that son of a bitch. I knew it. You're busted.
That's great. We're going to bury Stephen in these ears. How dare you?
You will not. They're my ears. They say Rusty on them. He wouldn't even like them.
Give them back, I'll heal.
It's a terrible Goofy, but I'll take it because I knew who you were talking about, though. So it's good, actually. It's better than I got. So they confront Rusty. They take his ears, and he confesses in about 10 minutes.
Sure.
It does not take much for Rusty to confess. He's not a real sophisticated cat. He's not
save up $3,000, Rusty. I killed a man. I
mean, shit. Damn it. It was a dead widow's divorce money who she gave me to bludgeon her husband. I mean, I saved it. My grandmother gave it to me for my birthday.
I was bequeathed a bunch of Disney VHS, and I put it on eBay, and now I have $3,000.
So anyway,
and memories, sir.
That's the more and ears. Wink, wink. If you will kindly put them back upon my head.
If you will kindly rest those upon this nest of orange.
So he tells the whole plot.
Yeah.
He unveils it, obviously, because he's got, what the hell's he going to do here? Yeah. He's an moron.
You're dead to rights, dickhead.
And the funny thing is, all he had to say was, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I fucked Adele, but that's it. I don't know what you're talking about. They would have had nothing to go on with this guy. They had no evidence. Yeah. They had no physical evidence. They had nothing to go on. It was literally like, he's dead. We think she's involved. You're fucking her.
Yeah.
You did something.
I fucked Minnie, too.
Yeah, it's like... He also, in addition to revealing his own involvement and Adele's involvement, he reveals the involvement of a third party. Oh, boy. They put another person in here, a guy named Ronald Scott Pryor.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Donald Duck.
Donald Duck, yes. He was brought into the plot here.
All right.
Ron Pryor was arrested for this also because he was implicated here. Mm-hmm. Ron Pryor's a dullard, okay? His own attorneys call him a, quote, slow thinker. So... He's not the brightest guy in the world.
That's lawyer talk for he's retarded.
There's lawyer talk now. Now, so this dipshit is he works at a car wash. He's a car washer. By the way, Rusty, I saved this for now because I didn't want you to judge him ahead of time because I wanted you to get the evidence and he's a murderer and all that first. But he's a baggage handler for Delta Airlines.
Oh, sweet fuck.
Making him by far the most evil person in this story, no matter what happens. No matter what happens. Adele could kill her children and bury them under the house also, and I'd still say, fuck Ronald. He's the worst because this dickhead loses people's bags and enjoys it.
From pilot to baggage handler. Well, was the guy that directs the plane to the fucking ramp busy?
Yeah, he was. Well, that's the thing. It's like we'll talk about it. Ronald, there's a plot behind this. This wasn't like a quick thing they decided. Ronald befriended Stephen. Yeah. I guess because they both worked for Delta. I don't understand it, but we'll get to that in a second here. So they do all of this. They find Ron Pryor. They arrest him. They're they both confess, and their confessions lead to finding some evidence also, because Rusty discarded his bloody clothes and murder weapons at a local landfill, like a local garbage dump here. So what ends up happening is it's in Williamstown, Kentucky. So 6 weeks after the murder, detectives go and dive into this garbage.
Oh boy!
Now 6 weeks after a summertime Kentucky murder, this happened July 12th.
Yeah.
So we're talking mid-August now. Through the hottest parts of the sticky Kentucky summer.
So many coon and possum carcasses.
Jesus Christ. Is that an Andrew Jackson moment? No. Okay. Well, you meant that the right way. All right. I had to check on you for a second.
So many
have you lost your fucking mind? Have you lost your mind, Jimmy? I thought you meant from the Ghost Cop. I was very confused. I thought you lost your fucking mind.
Not this guy.
He's like, but I'm going to have to edit that out, dude. I can't have that. We can't have that. You can't fucking throw around straight racial slurs. That's not going to work. Neither of us are okay with that. I don't think you're going to want that anyway.
I threw possum in there to qualify.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. Thank you. So they go through 3,000 tons of garbage.
Jesus.
For 16 days.
Oh, my God.
For 2 weeks plus, these guys, their job was to wake up in the morning and go to a garbage dump in the middle of summer in Kentucky and search through shit.
Somehow figure out how to get stinkier.
Imagine the fucking smell in that place. Imagine the smell. It had to be unreal.
It's a lot of wives of cops telling them, get a hotel tonight.
Yeah, you're good. You and Stinky Pete get a hotel together over there. You guys are terrible.
Fuck out of here.
So they end up actually, it yields results. They find something.
Yeah.
They find the bloody boots and the shirt that Pryor wore during the murder.
How can they? I can't imagine.
16 days worth.
Unbelievable.
They never find the murder weapons, but they find the clothes, and
they were close.
They were close, and they do DNA testing. They confirm that they're covered in Stephen Craven's blood.
Wow.
Both items, so that's pretty incriminating.
Unbelievable.
They're Ronald Pryor shoes, so why else would he have his blood on there? Rusty tells the police that he discarded the bullets in a wooded area and led Detective Wallace to the bullets that he threw out that matched the ones that are in his head.
Sure.
So, it helps.
It's coming together.
Definitely. The FBI laboratory conducted comparative bullet lead analysis and matched the rounds found in the woods with the rounds in Stephen's head. So they never found the murder weapons, but they're the same consistent bullet. It's the same bullets, basically. Now, she is obviously charged with murder. Yeah, clearly. It's continuing though, and they're trying to figure out who they can get to flip on who to do what, and who's going to testify against who. They want Adele the most because she's the murder mastermind of this whole thing. So obviously,
the one that benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, they asked at this point if the police would consider giving either of the accomplices any kind of deal or anything like that, and all the police would say, quote, at this point, let's just say she's been charged with murder. Yeah. They don't want to reveal anything because it's all crazy.
Sure.
Now, during this time when she's arrested, she's not only maintaining her innocence publicly, she is sending Stephen Craven's family letters and calling them, telling them she had nothing to do with it.
You can't do
and
that.
Blah, blah, blah. And they're, they don't know what to think. Mm-hmm. They're being told by the police that she definitely killed her or him. And so it's just... That had to be hard for them to be getting. You have to hate her at this point.
Of course.
And you're getting letters from her and phone calls. And she's calling collect to tell you that.
Jesus.
She's also sending letters to her kids saying, I didn't kill Dad.
Right.
Hey, whatever you read in the paper, I didn't kill Dad. So
terrible.
It's a really, really fucking weird.
To live through that would be fucking miserable as a child.
Oh, it's horrible, man.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine that either. That's bad enough when your parents is murdered, but the other one did it? Like that, that can't process as a kid. That can't I don't know how you would process that.
Yeah.
So July 28th was when Rusty was officially arrested after he got back from his little jaunt around the Caribbean there. Now, the police say, quote, as best we can tell, the motive was an issue of love and money. We believe that Rusty McIntyre and Adele Craven wanted to be together, and their belief was that the only way this could happen was if Stephen was killed.
No, that's not true.
That's not true at all. But that's
a terrible assumption to make.
Yeah.
I mean, not as cops, but as people.
As people, we got to kill him.
It's clearly the only option we've got.
When is that the only option? I'm thinking about that. When's that the only option? Like if someone's holding you hostage in like a Saw situation, I guess that would be, we're going to have to kill him. I don't know how else we can get out of it. Other than that, I don't know. I can't think of a situation where we're like, we have no choice, but it's logical. Right. Obviously, we're killing him. I mean, what the fuck are you thinking?
There's a bear trap around my waist, ready to be tripped, and the only way for me to get out of it is by putting that dude's head in between the bear trap and me.
What's that?
That's the only way.
No choice at that point? I don't know. Otherwise, there's usually a choice.
Right.
Because that's a big world. You can just go away
drive
from people.
I mean, go on a Disney cruise together.
That's it right there.
And never come back.
Get matching ears with both of your names on them. Yeah, be dorks.
The his and hers, the ones with like the bride and groom ones, they make them.
Oh, with the veil
They're
thing.
fucking
They make
dumb.
everything, Jesus
so
Christ.
dumb.
Okay. So, the Commonwealth here.
Don't go to Disneyland for your fucking honeymoon.
No, that's weird.
Be adults. Jesus Christ.
So the Commonwealth here decides to seek the death penalty against everybody.
Yeah.
All three of them death penalty, and that's to put pressure on. That's if we put the death penalty on all three of them, one of them
somebody's gonna fucking scream.
Someone's
didn't do it all.
Ain't me. Hold on a minute. I'm not the only one here. A judge severs their cases, forcing separate trials too, so they can't kind of conspire together. They can convict all of them on each other's evidence without how it's a smart deal here. Now, Rusty right away says, I'll make a deal.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, I'll make a deal.
I'd like to one day get out and actually go on Disney cruises again.
Rusty's like, I've seen the glory of the Caribbean from a Disney liner, and I'm going to see it again.
I'd like to go back.
I'm going to see it again. Let's just say that.
One day, I'm going to have another Corona on that thing.
I've seen the Lion King dancing show up close and personal down on the poop deck, and I'm going to get down there again. Let me tell you something. So
when they raise that lion in that sunlight, it's magical. It's magical. I want back.
So they make a deal with Rusty. He's going to testify against Pryor and Adele in exchange for life without parole for 25 years. So in exchange for possibly getting out in 25 years.
Maybe.
That's the first chance of parole.
That's how much he loves Disney.
He really wants out bad. So September 25th, 2001 is supposed to be the start of the Pryor trial. Because they want to get him convicted first. And the judge actually delays the trial because of the date, September 25th, 2001. 2 weeks after 9/11. This is a dead pilot we're talking about, and the judge cited.
It's going to garner some sympathy.
Judge cited sympathy for pilots as a reason to not do this now.
It's a good call.
That makes sense. That's probably for the best here. So now, what actually happened? Should we find out what the fuck actually went down? We have this big mystery of all of this shit. Let's find out exactly what went down, and it's worse than it even sounds up front. Yeah, it's terrible. So
it's worse than on face value.
It's worse than face value.
She's banging a ginger in a parking lot, gives him a Disney cruise after they hire
not even close
a car wash dullard, and they beat the shit out of a man and put 3 bullets in him.
Worse.
It's gross.
It's
grosser than that
because her involvement in it is so fucking evil and so shitty and such a disaster. Anyway, she was complaining, and we'll go back to the spring of 2000. They're in counseling, so everybody thinks everything is going well. But not, like we said, she's telling her friends and people she knows that she wants him dead. She told her friends that Stephen, whenever he wanted to have sex with her, it made her skin crawl, and that she hoped his plane would crash. So she was openly wishing dead. Not only, that's fucked up because I don't only want him to die, not I hope he gets in a single car accident. Hits a tree on the way home.
I hope his brakes just go out.
I hope he takes 300 people down with him.
All of them.
Women, children, men, priests, fucking nuns.
I want it going down nose first.
Ghost cops, everybody going down.
Where everybody crashes into the back of his head.
That's what I want. But they all die too. Because I'm an asshole. Wow. She's an asshole here.
She's telling people when I fuck him, my skin crawls. So much so that I will bang a ginger.
God damn it.
A hideous asshole ginger.
Yeah. She recruits the money from her mother. She gets that money up like we talked about. She needs the $3,000 from her mother to get a divorce. But at some point, she decided that it wasn't an option and it was a little better just to kill him and get the insurance money. She hid that money from Stephen because he was tight with money. Yeah, and they just went to counseling, and she just went along with it and acted like everything was fine while she was plotting his murder.
Because he'll probably lose his shit when he sees a debit for a Disney cruise for $3,000.
Who the fuck's going on a Disney cruise? I've been saving up for years for that. I'm going on the Disney cruise, not you.
A Disney cruise for one? What the fuck?
That ginger twat, he's not going.
We got 2 kids at least, too.
Yeah.
They aren't going?
Jesus Christ.
Although they got some problems with that, too,
Oh,
by
you know
the way.
they do,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
They don't want to go on Disney
sent
cruise
him on a
again.
Disney cruise?
Yeah.
We've never been on a Disney cruise.
All right, we've been begging you for years.
Right.
Years.
And now you've taken Dad from us. You're going to prison. How are we ever going on a Disney cruise?
No shit,
We
man.
don't want to go anyway now.
So on this whole thing here, they were plotting this out. They were having meetings. Rusty and Adele would have meetings. Where should we kill him?
I call this murderers board meeting to session.
That's what they would pretty much do. They'd have a murderer round table. Right. But they would do it in like weird places too. Yeah. Like one was at Denny's. They had a big meeting. It's like, you don't plot murder at Denny's. No. Jesus Christ.
Moons over
my fucking IHOP. Step it up a notch. You know what I mean? Not much. I'm not saying go somewhere good.
Minimum a Waffle House.
Go somewhere where you're going to shit later, but make it somewhere where you're not going to, Denny's.
Possibly die.
Fuck, man. Don't go to Denny's. No. How's that? Denny's is not a sponsor of our show, in case you were wondering.
It's garbage.
So they were discussing all these ways. They discussed maybe on a bike trail, maybe on his boat. His house was just do it at the house like normal, like they ended up doing. Maybe we'll just do it that way. But the boat, that seemed like a good way to do it. Sure. Do it Sopranos Big Pussy style. Push them over to the fucking side, something like that. They're going over it, though. They're trying to find something. Steven, though, he thinks Rusty's a hell of a guy.
Really?
They're buddies, man.
Oh, boy.
Oh, they have a blast. They go, they're hanging out together. They drink beer together. They're pals.
Jesus.
This whole time, Rusty is plotting to murder this man behind his back, but they go on a boat excursion on June 8th together.
Great.
They go on a boat trip together, just boating around, partying. What the fuck?
All over Kentucky.
All over the river. They got access to that river that time. They're like, we did it, man. We made it. We finally fucking made it.
You're all right, Rusty.
We finally made it.
They're going fishing like fucking... I see him taking him like Opie. Like, what was that show? The goddamn... The sheriff with Opie. Like, at the beginning of the show, he takes him
Andy
fishing.
Griffith.
Yeah, Andy Griffith show. They're going down to the watering hole.
Yeah, they are. No, they went out on a nice boat.
Right.
Like, it's... Andy Griffith. Well, one of them's redheaded. Ron Howard's got
that's what I was thinking of.
So
that's what
fine.
I saw.
The next day, after the boating excursion, Rusty and Adele meet with Pryor while they have lunch at a bowling alley, which that's the place you meet to plan murder, a bowling alley. That's class right there. That's the way you do it.
Class all the time.
Those fries that have been cooked in grease that hasn't been changed for 7 years. The smell of shoes that thousands of people have worn through the air. That's the goods
so
right
disgusting.
there. Oh, baby. If you can plot a murder anywhere, I just recommend a bowling alley.
That's what
I think you're going to be satisfied with your choice in the end here. Absolutely. It turns out that Rusty was also in a troubled marriage, and Rusty and Adele were commiserating over that, and then started their affair.
Sure.
And then next thing you know, the done deal. Now, Pryor used to be a baggage handler, but was too stupid to be a baggage handler. I'm not even kidding. He was too stupid to be a baggage handler, so he's now washes cars, which takes less brain
PDX is Portland, PHX is How you gonna you're pigeonholing me into not being able to do this shit.
It's
too fucking confusing.
If in like late 1999 you flew Delta and had your bags lost, now you know why. This fucking dipshit here. These two dipshits with his Mickey ears on trying to do this shit. Unreal. So, so these two, the affair started there. In June 2000, Adele's sister came from California to visit her and to visit the family and see the kids and all that. She stayed for only a few days, and she said the atmosphere in the house was so intense, the fighting between Adele and Steven, it was so bad, and that she actually cut her trip short.
Really?
She spent $75 to change her fucking ticket. That's how bad this shit was. She didn't even go to a hotel.
Yeah.
She's like, I need out of this place. Yeah. She took the kids, too, to California for a couple weeks to give these two a chance.
You two get your shit together, and you can have your kids back.
Reconcile this shit. Maybe it'll help if we take the sister, take the kids out of the equation. Maybe that's adding more pressure to it. But she also said that Stephen was controlling, the sister always said, and that that Adele, quote, felt like he was demanding and wanted things done in a certain way. She never asserted her own will or did things the way she wanted.
Yeah.
Apparently, she says. She also says that her sister's not concerned with material goods when they talk to her. That's not what she's all about. She wouldn't kill someone for a $500,000 insurance policy.
Sure.
No one would do that, right? Especially someone who's not interested in material goods. She also said, though, they had a discussion. So she said all these things of where, like, I don't think my sister would do this. She's not interested in money.
Right.
She's a good person. Then she also said, quote, when we were talking about a hitman when I visited Adele in Kentucky. I'm divorced, so if I thought she was serious, I would not have said we should bring the hitman to California.
Oh, boy.
She thought they were joking around. She's like, yeah, we should bring this guy to my husband. We'll kill him, too. Yeah, we'll get all these dead guys and kill them all.
Adele interpreted that as her saying, yeah, let's do it.
Oh, she interpreted that, I think, as like a moral, like, head nod.
Right.
Like, yeah, you're doing the right thing. You should kill your husband. We use a hitman. Fucking stupid.
Sweet Christ.
Like, I don't think it took much encouragement for Adele. But I mean, so she's told 8 people, her sister, I'm thinking about hiring a hitman. Right. I got a guy. She's telling her sister, like, I got a guy.
But nobody's ever said, are you fucking out of your mind?
Because
and that's why she was like, this is definitely a thing to do.
This is the thing to do. They're like, no one's going to believe that I did it because no one believes that I'm going to do it. That's the thing here. Fuck, man. No one thinks she does, except for the cops, which is really the only one that matters, I guess, in the end, is the judge and the jury.
Them and the 12 Germans, right?
So what ends up happening is they wanted to obviously collect the insurance money. Pryor agreed to kill Stephen for $15,000.
Wow,
that's the going rate in 2000 for a dead pilot.
What would you do? I mean,
what would I do for $15,000, or how much would it take to kill a pilot?
Yeah, how much does it take to kill anybody?
Are we talking a baggage handler? Because I'll do that shit for free right now.
I'll do that for a guarantee my bags show up at every place.
I don't even need that. I just want retribution. I don't give a shit. Baggage handler, I'll do it for free.
Just show me the one that put my bag on that plane to Phoenix.
Baggage handlers are in the same class as clowns for me right now. I read an article there was a big parade in New York, and a clown died during the parade. It died in the parade, and no one noticed, and they just trampled over him for like fucking 5 blocks. And I went, good, you asshole. That's what you fucking deserve.
What about Bozo? Bozo died.
Good. Fuck him.
That guy was great.
People can sleep. No, he wasn't. He was a fucking menace.
Guy.
No, he's a piece of shit.
He gave away so many Archway cookies.
Oh, he sucks dick. Oh, here, have these dry, shitty cookies that nobody wants. They're shortbread cookies. Don't even taste like shortbread. Fuck you, Archway. I still buy them because they're shortbread, but still. Fuck Archway cookies and fuck all that shit. No. Bozo the clown. Don't you dare defend a clown in my presence.
I love Bozo.
What do you like about him?
He gave away Archway cookies.
To you?
For free.
Did you get any?
I didn't get on the show.
Well, then what the fuck do you care about the cookies?
Letters. I tried to get on that goddamn show.
He rejected you, Jimmy. Jimmy. We got to have a heart-to-heart right now.
I wanted on that show. So
You've been rejected.
I used to get up at 4 a.m. to watch that shit.
Are you kidding? I am. Wow.
Goddamn WGN.
Oh, my God.
I loved Bozo. He was the shit.
What is there to like?
He gave away Archway cookies.
But besides the cookies.
Those cookies.
That's the only thing you wanted was cookies.
I just wanted those cookies.
So if your mother just bought you the cookies, you'd have slept till a normal hour.
I probably would have.
So we've gotten to the heart of it. You don't like the clown. You just wanted the cookies.
I don't give a fuck about the clown. Okay. He gave away so many Archways.
I want him dead, and I'm glad he's dead. Someone emailed me that, and I said, good.
I think he only lived to 83, too. That's pretty young.
83 years of scaring the shit out of children is plenty. Fuck him. I hope he rots.
I can't imagine how hard it must have been to get into that fucking outfit every week.
The dignity? Yeah. The lack of dignity.
Cost him a lot of dignity.
He should have blown his fucking brains out. If you're a clown, kill yourself. I do encourage you to kill yourself. That's the only people I encourage to kill yourself, because there is no dignity for you. There's no coming back from what you've done. You've put on that outfit and gone out there and pretended like people like you, knowing that no one does. You should kill yourself. I'm sorry. I apologize for cutting your potential down and saying that you have none, but you really don't.
I bet Archway's cookies, their fucking demand has plummeted since that show was
Probably,
gone.
yeah.
I bet it did.
They're just on the top shelf. You can't even find them anymore. They're very hard to find.
So good.
Have you had one lately?
No.
Try one.
I'll bet they're terrible.
Oh, these are terrible. Jesus. Lorna Doone kicks the shit out of these.
My Christ, I loved them.
Yeah, they're like barely shortbread cookies. They're like dirty shortbread cookies.
Well, are they even even shortbread, or is that like
they're shortbread, but they're not.
I don't know. They're like a ginger snack.
Like I said, they're no Lorna Doone
they were
at all.
Fucking awesome.
Then again, Lorna Doone thinks she's hot shit charging $5.49 for a pack of. Fuck you. You think you are? She's on the corner going, my cookies are the best and they cost more. And I don't think so.
But Archways, too, if you left that little cellophane open, if you didn't like munch it down so that no air got in, when you went to go grab a cookie, all four of them would stick together in the stack. And now you've got like a shitty oatmeal sandwich.
You like a clown who gave out poor quality cookies? No. Fuck him. He's dead. Good for him. So these people here.
I miss you, Bozo.
I don't at all. I'm glad you're dead, and I hope everyone that comes in after you
in the sixth bucket, and you get a bunch of shit.
Dies too,
and a bunch of Archways,
and a bunch of Archways. So, this whole thing here, she couldn't kill Steven herself was the thing. So she had to recruit these two morons, talk to them in a bowling alley parking lot like we talked to. Pryor was offered 50. He didn't even ask for 15 grand, by the way. They offered him 15 grand. He's like, all right,
that'll do.
He didn't even negotiate. Sure.
He was shooting at 7 and they were like 15. He'd
have done it for 1,500, I feel like.
I bet you're right.
You throw a car washer guy who's of lowered intelligence and you go, I got 1,500 cash, he would kill anybody, I feel like. He'd kill his mother if you asked him
15 grand is probably in 2000. That's probably a baggage handler's salary.
That's what I mean. So they made the plan right then and there for July 12th.
Yeah.
So they said that the plan was to beat him with the crowbar. Yeah. That was supposed to be the murder weapon, the crowbar, and he's supposed to ransack the home, make it look like a burglary. Okay. That's the plan here. So
kind of a shit plan.
It's a dumb person plan. That's it's a mortician, a baggage handler, and a car washer coming up with a fucking murder, a foolproof murder plot in a bowling alley. What do you expect?
Right.
But this isn't Ocean's 11. You know what I mean? It's just not happening like that at all.
They had a nickname for that trio. Together, they made up a nickname.
I feel like Adele would have made the T-shirts. I got one for you. What are you, a large? Right. Okay, here you go. I feel like the bowling alley murder club. That's
pretty solid. That's not bad.
We're going to be the bowling alley killing club?
Right.
No.
They stole a pun off of somebody's fucking bowling team shirt.
You know they did.
For sure.
That's what they had, not T-shirts. Yeah. They had bowling shirts.
They had bowling shirts.
They had bowling
fucking
shirts.
Button up.
With a logo on the back.
Fuck yes.
Oh, if they got away with this, they would have joined a league. This would have been a story if we could have had a crime and sports story. God damn it. Oh,
so good.
We're all going to join a league with these shirts. No one's going to know what they mean. It's a picture of a dead pilot at the bottom of the stairs. No one will know what it's about. Oh, my God. So Rusty, the night before, July 11th, Rusty goes out and purchases the murder weapon, purchases the crowbar, and calls Adele on a cell phone that he'd given her. This cell phone was one of the things that they fought about. He gave her a cell phone because they were having an affair and he wanted to be able to get a hold of her, and Steven found the cell phone and was like, why do you have a cell phone?
What is this? Right.
And she was like, you're being possessive, and which he was, but she's also got it from some ginger guy she's fucking, so everybody's wrong.
It's a problem.
So, everybody's an asshole here. So they did talk a lot on this cell phone. She claimed, she told Steven that she was working with Rusty on the basement and needed this cell phone to talk about basement remodeling. You need to be constantly attached to the guy who's putting drywall up in your basement. You need to.
Buy a CB radio.
Has a question. Yeah. A walkie-talkie, one of those beepy Nextels they had back then. I don't fucking know. But instead, they have a cell phone. But I wonder... It's interesting because she says she needed to talk to him for that, but phone records show that Adele and Rusty talked on the phone. They talked on the phone 502 times.
My Christ.
For a total of 1,875 minutes in the month before the murder. That sounds like murder planning more than basement remodeling to me.
It's a bit much.
That's just a thing here. On the day of the murder alone, they called each other 22 times. That's a shitload here. Now, so on July 12th, this is the day of the murder, McIntyre and Pryor met at 9 a.m. And they waited at a local cemetery for Adele's call.
Jesus.
They have seen like too many movies, these guys. I feel like this is like, we'll meet at the bowling alley, we'll hang out at the cemetery and await the call. Like, I feel like they think they're cool, these two. Like, they think this is a cool thing. Like, I feel like at one point while they were waiting, they're just sitting there, there's some time to kill. One of them looked to the other one and goes, we're really fucking doing this. The other one goes, I know, dude, this is crazy.
We're in a cemetery right now. This is wild.
Like two dudes that decided on a Friday night to just fly to Vegas, and they're on the plane looking across from each other. No, we're really fucking doing this. It's like, I know, dude, it's crazy, right? Can't wait. Woo! They high five. I'm going to go to the strip club. What the fuck is going on?
Two married guys going to...
exactly.
It's two married guys.
We're really fucking doing this. I know, right?
Can you believe it?
Can you believe this shit? Awesome. It's fucking awesome. That's how I feel like this cemetery trip
That's
went.
amazing.
How cool did they feel like just leaning up against the car at the cemetery? Just waiting to go murder a guy, that's all. Waiting to put a guy here.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going to meet at the cemetery because if you could be around dead people, you can make dead people.
You can make dead people. They plan to go to the Craven house that morning to see the layout.
Yeah.
They're going to further discuss the murder that night. But now, the thing that happened here, Stephen and Adele were planning for an upcoming vacation. Stephen had called in sick, and Adele was waiting for him to leave the house so they could come in and look at the house and see what they were going to do. They wanted Pryor to get a lay of the land, but they were like, fuck, he's still here. God damn it, this isn't what we wanted at all to happen. He's here. Shit. So
he's supposed to be on an 11 o'clock down to fucking Nashville.
Exactly, but he was sick that day, so he called in sick. Stephen had called a friend in New York and said that he could fly with Delta at no cost, and so he was going to meet this guy in New York City to see a Broadway show. Adele even approved of it. And,
on his sick day?
No, this was another day.
All right.
And called his friend back to make the arrangements. So Adele knew what was going on now. Now that he was going to go still that night, but he couldn't fly that morning because he was sick. Right. So now Adele knows
you can't show up to your job when you called in sick.
Exactly, that's the thing. I'm still going to a Broadway show.
I worked at a grocery store. I called in sick, and then I went and got chicken noodle soup and bagels. And then when I was leaving the store, the manager was like, "Didn't you call in sick?" And I was like, "Yeah, I need shit so that I can feel better."
That's why I have chicken noodle soup, dipshit. Yeah.
Right. And she was like, "Well, if you can make it to the store, you can definitely work at the store." And I was like,
"Well, I'm not going to be here for 8 hours. Right. I just came to get a thing of soup."
And she gave me shit for like 4 months until I quit that job.
What an asshole!
Got fired.
Glad you quit. Either way.
I'm fired from every job I've ever had.
Either way, you know how that goes. Jesus Christ. So Adele hears that this is going to go on and calls Rusty and says they have to do it right now.
Yeah.
Get over here. Do it right now. Get from the cemetery.
Can't deal with his coughing anymore.
I can't do it. So they had their oldest son was at day camp, and Adele let her other son go with a neighbor to the grocery store, and that was now they're alone in the house.
We got a window.
Now we got a window. Rusty comes over in his truck. Pryor hiding in the back of his truck because he came over all the time to do basement shit. So that was totally normal for him to come and go from the house at whatever time he wants to. He's got keys to the house and everything here. So Pryor's hiding in the back. He's there. When he arrives, Rusty tells Steven that he's there to fix a faulty shower head in the basement. Now, Pryor, while this happened, Pryor went around and hid in the basement in a prearranged spot where Adele had set up a mirror so that Pryor could see when Steven was in a position to be attacked.
Oh, Jesus.
This is fucking crazy. This is what I mean. This isn't like, we're going to kill him. Fuck, can't do it. Just kill him now.
Right.
This is some like sick, arranged asshole behavior here. This is worse than just a regular
position
murder.
And mirrors and shit.
That's what I mean.
Creepy.
A plot. I'll do this and you do that. And this poor guy's just going about his life. He has no fucking idea what's going on. This is goddamn horrible here. So they're doing that.
And he feels like shit. He's sick, for fuck's sake.
And he's sick, yeah. So she sets up the mirror, the whole deal. Then Adele lures Steven toward the garage by telling him that their pet ferret was loose.
Oh, Christ.
This was the prearranged signal for Pryor to attack. She said, when you hear me say the ferret's loose, that means he's coming, and you get ready to fucking pounce on his ass. So the pet ferret's loose, she says here. Steven's in the basement. As he approaches Adele, there's a glass door, and she shuts the glass door in front of him. Yeah. So he can't get out. He's like, what the fuck are you shutting the glass door for? And then Pryor attacks him.
Oh, boy.
So he's like, why is she shutting the door in my face? And then he's hit with a crowbar from the back by Pryor. Pryor hits Steven with the crowbar a dozen times. Like I said, shattering his skull so severely that his brain oozed out of the fractures. That's the medical examiner's wording, not mine. Oozed out of the fractures. Adele stood at the window and watched the attack the whole time.
Christ.
She didn't turn, and she wasn't a withering flower in this whole thing. She watched it, and she enjoyed it, or at least watched it. I don't know if she enjoyed it. But yeah, she made sure it went down. They all started to gather to just do a little post game on it because you've done pre games. You got
to watch the game tape.
You got to watch the game tape. Make sure you did. Adele says, "Holy shit, Steven's still breathing, even though his brain is oozing out. He's still breathing. His arms were twitching, and he's in a large pool of his own blood. I'm sure he would have died, as we find out later from the medical examiner. But what she does is she's like, well, fuck. She goes and gets the handgun, the Family 38.
Jesus.
She goes and gets gets that out of Stephen's dresser drawer there. It's a Smith & Wesson 38 caliber. She gives it to Pryor, and she tells him to shoot Stephen in the head. Pryor says, okay, shoots him in the head. Now he starts to change out of his clothes, Pryor. Adele says, he's still fucking breathing.
Oh, my God.
He's still breathing.
This poor guy.
Holy shit. So she reloads the gun. There's only one bullet in the gun to begin with. She reloads the gun and gives it to him again and says, fucking kill this asshole.
Oh, boy.
Makes him, he's there. So he puts his shit back on, shoots him again.
I got to put my murder clothes back on.
Oh, Jim, my murder boots. Goddamn murder boots.
Got to put this bowling shirt back on.
Oh, man, it's my club. That's my club. I didn't want to get blood on it. I was going to wear it during the league. So he shoots Stephen 2 more times and ends up leaving bloody boot prints near the body, which are they're his shoes, bloody boot print at the scene, his blood on the shoes.
Done deal.
You're fucking there, asshole. End of story here, unless you're OJ. So it's funny too. And she also said that they all went their separate ways. They wanted to leave him in the basement for as long as possible. Her plan was to come home that night and find him. That way the cops would have a harder time determining time of death.
Yeah.
Because she's a mortician. You know, she knows little things like that that are basic.
Pretty good at it.
Yeah, basic shit like that. Now, a neighbor said they saw Adele and Rusty drive away from the home in Rusty's truck. Also, too, the whole time this was going on, by the way, downstairs, Rusty had his truck fired up in the driveway with the stereo blasting so no one would hear anything. Because it was normal for him to be in the driveway, and if he's there, like, checking some work shit or whatever, he'll have music going. Nobody looked twice at it.
Welcome to the jungle, some shit like that.
Yeah, he's got that playing, something with fucking gunshots in the background. He's got a rap album playing.
Hilarious. He's playing Tupac out there.
Yeah, you know how it goes. He's got some fucking anything with a gunshot in the
This is 2001. This is probably that Dr. Dre's 2001 album with that Bang Bang song.
He's got bumping that shit. Yeah,
bang 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 bang. That one.
So after they do this, what do? Well, Adele goes to the bank and gets a $4,000 cash advance from Stephen's credit card.
Oh, boy.
That doesn't look suspicious or anything at all.
Right now.
As soon as that day. She then meets Rusty at the Verizon wireless store.
Okay.
Listen to this white trash shit here. Jesus Christ, man. The white trashery we've dealt with lately is just off the charts here. This is some shit. She goes to the Verizon store to pay off Rusty's delinquent phone bill.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill this guy for you, but I need you to pay off my delinquent Verizon bill because they shut my shit off now. I can't text nobody. It's horrible. She pays his bill, which is $1,308.36.
Holy shit.
How the fuck do they allow you to owe that much money?
That is a lot.
That's
That's steep.
6 weeks if I don't pay my bill, they'll shut my shit off.
That's a whole year.
That's a lot. Yeah.
My Christ.
Somehow they let him build it up that much.
How did he get her to pay for that?
And the other thing, too, it must have still been on because he was using it to communicate with Adele.
They left that shit on owing
hundreds of times.
Wow.
Well, he's making hundreds of phone calls and doing, cemetery setups and shit like that. It's fucking insane. After that, Adele gave him $1,000 to pay Pryor, and then they went out to lunch.
Okay.
They were like, all right, well, that's good. Everybody's paid off.
Now let's go to the Waffle House.
Let's go out to lunch. Yeah, we'll go to the Waffle House. McIntyre, then Rusty meets Pryor. He gives him the $1,000 cash, which he's supposed to get $15,000.
Right.
$1,000 seems a little short. I'd be pissed, personally. I just bludgeoned a man to death in a basement.
He doesn't know.
No, he's like, I got money.
They're like, this is $15,000.
This is a lot of dollars, is what this is. They just gave it to him in ones.
Right.
They went and had it taken out in ones. They're like, look how much it is. And he's like, oh, man, that's a lot.
This is $1,015 bills.
They gave him like a paper sack full of money, and he thought it was very exciting. Like, oh, this is
an awful lot.
They gave him in a bag with a money sign on it, like a loot bag. Like, here you go. And he's like, oh, man. He tucked it inside his jacket. Oh, wow. This is way more money than I thought. Now, so they do that. So this is 10 hours after the murder. Adele comes home with the 2 kids from shopping. Oh, my door's open. 911. Oh, there's a robbery.
10 hours later.
10 hours later.
Wow.
So she went out shopping with the kids. 10 hours.
Jesus.
She was acting like nothing happened with the kids and shopping and doing her thing. She calls 911. The front door's open. There's a light on, and my husband's supposed to be in New York. I don't know what to do. Right. Poor woman. Well, now we know what actually happened. So she's pretty fucked. So they're all going to court now, obviously, now that we know that here. Now, Pryor is obviously found guilty of this whole thing. He's confessed. People have put him in it. He's done.
Right.
The jury recommends that he get the death penalty. Mm-hmm. Jury recommends the death penalty. The judge is waiting to sentence that to see if maybe he can get him to see if the prosecutors can get him to flip on Adele.
Right.
So that's what they're doing here. They're trying to get him, and they're like, hey, if they can take the electric chair off the table, he might flip. You know, what the fuck? He's already confessed to his shit. They want him as a witness. But it looks like it's going to be just an open and shut case, man. I mean, against her. She's got both the hitmen are testifying against her. She took all the money out. There's a trail. She fucked a guy in the church parking lot.
Far too many reasons for her to want to do it.
Dude, she told 8 people about that. She can't wait to kill him and the whole deal. It's crazy, right? You would think that. But she's smart, actually. She hires a super, super aggressive attorney, an extremely aggressive attorney named Deanna Dennison. Okay. Dennison is kind of famous around this area. Also, she gets the venue changed to Lexington, Kentucky. Gets it out of the small town where people know that this is going on. She had recently gotten the murder of a 7-year-old child off after several trials.
Wow.
She somehow muddied the waters enough in several trials to get a child murderer off.
What an asshole.
So she's... Yeah, and also the person, if you killed somebody, you'd call first. You'd be like, I'm calling her. Yeah. If she got a child killer off, she's fucking good. That sounded terrible. She got him out of prison. That sounded good.
Kept his rap clean.
Yes. So Rusty decides...
Every time you say that, I want to die laughing.
Yeah, I know. We're so 12 years old. It's ridiculous.
Fucking child.
Rusty decides he's going to testify against Adele.
Yeah.
He called her his soulmate, but he's testifying against her for the plea deal in exchange to not, to have some chance to go to Disney Cruise again. You never know. The state... Now, this state, they want Adele so bad that it's being prosecuted directly out of the Attorney General's office.
Wow.
No underlings.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're overseeing this shit.
The AG will get this.
We want this taken care of. Well, when Deanna Dennison comes in, they're like, oh, fuck no, we're not getting beat by her again. Mm-hmm. Shit no, all resources, all hands on deck. So Adele really ended up bringing kind of more of the wrath of the state against her because they prepared themselves for a trial. So it's on now. I mean, it's fucking on here. The state is also, this is considered a big gamble to go for the death penalty with a woman because only 3 women in Kentucky history have been sent to death row, and 2 of those cases were later overruled.
Wow.
So they don't like killing women in Kentucky in the electric chair, apparently. So
only in your house.
In your house, kill them all you want. Yeah, that's how that works there. So now it's the trials in Kentucky. All sorts of people come to it. It's attended by former jurors from the prior trial.
Really?
Which is how interested are you in how fucking bored are you? You've heard every detail of this case. Yeah. You sat through an entire trial.
Well, this probably used to be on the town website when it was going on.
Yeah, that's true. Right?
Yeah, we
things
to do. Go watch her get the chair.
Her get a chair. And then they all went to Lexington. Yeah. They traveled an hour and a half. We said at the top of the show for a reason how far it is away from Lexington because this came around. We think I said that shit for nothing.
They left his trial. They left his trial after convicting him.
Let's go there.
Let's drive.
Let's drive an hour and a half every day to hear the same information we just sat through for weeks.
Wow.
It's the stupidest fucking thing ever here. They go, attorneys from throughout the state, police cadets. This is like anyone who's interested in legal shit in the state. They're all like, all hands on deck. It's going to be a crazy fucking firefight because you got this Deanna Dennison. The Attorney General's prosecuting it right out of the office. Yeah. This is like a special Law and Order. This is a special 2-hour Law and Order. You know what I mean? It's a special one.
This is the 1 seed and the 2 seed head to head, babe. This is a great Super Bowl.
This is a good one.
This is the best one.
Exactly. This isn't some 11 seed in a tournament coming into this bullshit.
Right.
The Cravens' 2 sons live with a paternal uncle now. They live in out of state. Family members say the children have not been told the circumstances. They've shielded them. The cost here, they know it's going to cost so much money, this case, too. Not only the lawyers there to delay it, but they're forcing the state to fly or drive in every witness called by the prosecution or the defense.
My Christ.
They all live an hour and a half away at least.
Wow.
So, and all of her family from California that she talked to, and his family from Atlanta.
They moved.
They're all flying in. They have to. If they want them to testify, they have no choice. So it's expensive.
Her family still works for Delta. They could probably get pretty cheap flights.
Rusty could. Rusty's like, I can get you. Never mind. Fuck it. Never mind. So, they have to fly in from California, from Kansas, all over the place here. The state ends up having to pay for her defense after she's declared indigent, but that's after she hires the lawyer. So she hires the lawyer. The way some states work, you can hire a lawyer, and then when you have no more money to pay them, then the state has to take over paying for that lawyer. It's a different rate and shit like that, but they still end up having to pay for it.
That's fucked up.
It's pretty interesting here. Now, also, too, the judge, 2 bailiffs, a court clerk, they're all staying overnight in Lexington.
Why doesn't is that just Kentucky or is that everywhere?
It's everything is state to state. Everything is different from state to state.
That's kind of a great law, because if you can fucking just pay the retainer fee on Johnny Cochran of your town, and your state has to pick up the rest,
that'd be great.
That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome for you. Yeah, you'd have to have nothing to begin with to just get the
scrape everything together just to get that.
Get the public defender. They'd also sequestered the jury, so they have to put them up in a hotel room. It's a very expensive trial for Kentucky here. They open the case, the prosecution does, by just they paint the picture, man. They just describe what we did. That she set him up. There's a mirror set up. Honey, the ferret's loose. Yeah. The signal. Watched him through the window get beaten to death, and then said, finish him like the fucking Mortal Kombat guy, and then fucking reloaded the gun and made sure to finish him. At no point saying, I feel bad, let's help him. Right. Nothing like that. There's none of that going on here. They go over the whole thing. They tell him that the family's pet ferret escaped from the cage. Pryor was hiding behind a couch with the crowbar, and the medical examiner said that he would have died eventually from the crowbar wounds, but I guess they were impatient, which, Jesus Christ, I guess that's sort of...
it's a fucking reprieve.
That's what I mean. I guess it's sort of merciful. I have no idea here. The prosecution calls in everybody. They're stacking this case because they have a huge case. Yeah. They have both accomplices independently corroborating each other's testimonies. It's not just like one other guy going, she told me to do it, and her saying, I never said to do it. There's 2 people going, yes, she told us both. We both met. They're separate, the whole thing. It's not like they're brothers or anything.
And their explanation matches up with what happened.
Exactly, perfectly. They led them to the bullets. They led them to the bloody clothes. His DNA is all over it. It's pretty fucking obvious here.
Time frame matches. Either she's lying and everybody else is telling the truth, or everybody's lying and she's the only one telling the truth.
Not to mention the 8 people she told she wanted him dead. The woman she asked about hiring a hitman. The sister she said joked about the hitman. The whole thing. It's ridiculous here. Her sister had to testify. They called in her beautician, her marriage counselor, her neighbors, everybody she fucking ever met, basically. All the people that she said, trying to establish that she was in a troubled marriage and acted strange the day of the killing. They called in the forensics people who said, quote, Mr. Craven, for part of this ordeal, suffered extreme pain. He was probably very aware he was being attacked.
God, Jesus.
I would say so. So that paints it a little much here. He says, quote, he would have ultimately died because of the blows to the head had he had not been shot.
Wow.
This is crazy. So then they get Rusty up on the stand. And Rusty says, quote, I talked with her about different ways to ambush Stephen. Options included on a bike trail, his boat, and in the house. She even discussed killing him herself. She told me if she ever got the chance, she would just shoot Steve herself.
Wow.
So, Rusty is putting her in pretty good here. The prosecution saying that Adele duped Rusty into hiring someone else because she couldn't recruit anybody else for the job, so that's why they got Pryor. They talk about Honey the ferret's loose just to do the whole deal. They even Rusty says he turned the stereo up in his car. So they're painting an evil picture of this shit, man. The defense... Wow, where do you even fucking start, man? With the defense, the defense said that Adele had ended the Rusty affair before the murder. They just remained friends. The Cravens were trying to get the relationship back on track. They said that this set off Rusty because he's a guy with emotional problems. They said that they talked about at one point at Delta in an angry outburst he choked a fellow employee. That's a big difference between that and setting up a murder plot. But he choked an employee. The lawyer said, quote, he was losing her and he knew it. Rusty is what she's discussing. She said that Rusty had access to the house. He could have broken in at any time, taken the gun from the family gun closet, and the whole deal, which would be a fine defense.
Right.
If there isn't someone else going, no, she paid me money, and the whole, like, that. What about the Verizon story? You know what I mean? Like, was that a goodness of her heart? I'm going to pay $1,300 on your fucking phone bill? Wow. They had a theory that he stalked her, spied on her, and seduced her, and then when she ultimately rejected him, he decided to kill Stephen on his own so he could possess her. She also said
what about that sunburn he's got? You know, the one he got on a fucking Disney cruise.
What about that one?
Right.
She with just the shape of ears missing on his head. She said that Rusty went off his antidepressant medication and was drinking heavily, and these two things could result in him doing shit that he doesn't even remember.
Wow.
So he could have killed her and doesn't even remember here.
That's what they're presenting as an option.
As an option.
Wow.
Because what else you got? Rusty's described himself as tense, and he said he was depressed and drinking heavily in the weeks leading up to the murder.
Yeah.
He said, quote, I was drinking heavily. I was drinking 24 hours a day. I was driving around drunk.
Jesus.
That sounds terrific.
He's admitting to DUI.
Yeah. Well, he already admitted to murder.
Yeah.
He's no parole for 25, so you can slap that on the top of that shit. The judge called a hearing to ask Rusty whether he felt any adverse symptoms, which could have clouded his judgment because he stopped taking Paxil.
Okay.
And he said no, he was fine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they tried to say that he quit Paxil cold turkey. You're gonna kill your friend's husband if you quit Paxil cold turkey.
That's
period.
how it goes.
Period. That's just how it works, man. He drank up to 12 beers a day and stopped doing the drugs. The whole deal. Adele testifies. She testifies for 14 hours over 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, the prosecution had to be like, here we go. Let's get her up there and rip her a new ass here. But they don't. She keeps it very calm and quiet. The way she is on the stand is the way OJ is in his chair. Okay. Just keep that demeanor very calm and everything's fine.
Stoic.
Exactly.
That's a good word.
Stoic, and she talks very quietly that the jurors complained multiple times that they couldn't hear her. Could she please speak? I'm so little and
There's
weak
no
and weak.
way a lady like that could kill somebody.
Right. I didn't kill my husband.
Right.
Could you speak up? I'm so sorry. I didn't kill my husband. I said I didn't kill him. That's what I feel like she's doing.
She's not lying. She didn't do it.
Bullshit. Yeah. She had 8 hours of cross-examination, which sounds fucking horrible. That sounds like a nightmare. She said, quote, I did love Steve. I still love him. Steve will always be a part of me. That is some kind of fucking balls on here, man. The prosecutor, Jesus Christ.
8 hours of that shit.
And they said it was intense, too. This article said it was intense with the Edgewood woman pitted against the state prosecutor, Attorney General Christina Brown. They said, quote, in fact, it was you, Ronald Pryor, and Rusty McIntyre together that committed this murder. She said, that is not true, Ms. Brown. Rusty McIntyre and Ronald Pryor killed my husband. The district attorney said, you know that, Mrs. Craven, because you were there, right?
Suck it.
She says, I know that, Miss Brown. She keeps calling her Ms. Brown the whole time. I know that, Ms. Brown, because they confessed to it. Rusty implicated me to save his own skin. He is betraying me. Some soap opera shit. Yeah. And his evil twin brother had a brain tumor but got better and came and pretended he was him and fucked me in a chair in it's in a
and
church
the baby's
pew.
His.
It's ridiculous. And the baby's really his. Oh, my God.
Right.
So the jury is made up of 10 women and 2 men, which I say... Mm-hmm. If I'm a woman, I want a male jury on a death penalty case.
Do you?
Absolutely. And we talk about this a lot. Men aren't. I'm going to have a hard time killing a woman in the electric chair. Absolutely, because we're not going to do that. It's just different. Men have scientifically proven men have more sympathy toward women, and women have more. It's just the way it is. Whereas women, you want to get a bunch of panel of fucking women judging you that way?
Fuck no.
No, they don't like your shoes. You're going to the fucking chair, and make sure she's in those shoes when you fire it up, please, because they're terrible, cute. Awful. Look at her, such a skank. Look at her. No, I've seen her. She thinks she's cute. She does. I see it, and I'm not going to put up with it. No.
Hilarious.
If only there was the way, I can convict her. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. You don't want that. I'm not saying all women are that catty, but I'm not taking the risk if I'm a fucking woman.
She cheated on her husband with a ginger. Look,
ew. Have you seen him?
If that jumpsuit was any more orange, she'd try to fuck it.
I bet she fucked that Pryor one too. You know it. She likes dullards on top. You know she does. That way she. I'm telling you,
women are vicious. They
really now are. They are. They're vicious to each other. Yeah. So they're doing that. She's breaking down in tears on the stand. The whole deal. They talk about how she's got kids and what a great mother she is here. Her lawyer called a 14-year-old neighbor to testify that she saw Stephen standing in the doorway of his home at 10:50 a.m. on the day of the killing to try to muddy up the timeline here. That would put the time of death an hour later than the prosecution claims, saying that then they could say that she was running errands.
Right.
They're just
she was clearly paying somebody else's phone bill at that time.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, that's what she was doing. She was having bowling alley lunch. So during these closing arguments here, they paint her as a cheating wife who killed her husband for $500,000. It's pretty clear here. Pretty obvious.
The problem with their timeline is that they're trying to put the time of death at the time she was with the other two somewhere else.
Yeah.
None of that shit adds up.
None of it. Now, the jurors, they have two options here. Either she plotted to kill her husband and she was in on it, or she had nothing to do with it, wasn't there, didn't know anything about it. That's what they're deciding. December 2002 is the verdict.
Uh-oh.
Hung jury.
What?
They couldn't fucking decide.
So much money for a hung jury.
They couldn't decide.
Wow.
They said 8 jurors wanted to acquit her of complicity in the murder, but the 3 who wanted to send her to death row felt so strongly, and the 8 who wanted to free her were so entrenched, but it was just... They just would not give in, and they had to go to the judge and say that they're hopelessly deadlocked. It's crazy. They said that one juror said, quote, "I didn't want to be pressured into making a decision I didn't believe in my heart. Yeah. I believe she is guilty. I think there are way too many loopholes in her story, but I was not going to change my mind about her guilt." Which makes no sense. She said the more the jury deliberated, the worse it got for the prosecution. At the beginning, 6 people wanted to convict her, and then they went away from that. How do you stop it? The 2 guys who did it fucking said she was there and have a pretty good... Ronald Scott Pryor is not intelligent enough to fucking come up with a whole plot and a story about mirrors and all that shit.
That's exactly the same as Rusty's.
That's the other thing, too. It's exactly the goddamn same here. So they talked to a bunch of jurors, and they're all like, we fought about it. The Deanna Dennison says, quote, "We see it as a win." Like, I bet you fucking do. She probably should have been convicted and sent to the fucking death penalty.
Sure.
Death penalty? Is that sent to the death penalty?
Right there to
what the fuck is wrong with me? Jesus Christ, my brain's shut down. So January 2004 is the second trial. Yeah. Prosecutors strike a deal with Ron Pryor to escape the death penalty, and he is going to get life without parole.
Wow.
In exchange for testifying here. Adele has no money now, so she's appointed to 2 attorneys. Neither of them are Deanna Dennison.
Oh, boy.
So shit's going to go a little different for her now. Over the course of the trial, the tide is going in favor of the prosecution.
Sure.
Both witnesses against her, all the forensic evidence, she's buried. She's screwed. They get
and your public defender is not Deanna Dennison?
That's the problem here, yeah. Pryor got on the stand and told, that's the thing, too. He got on the stand and said, she put the gun in my hand and said, "Finish the job."
Wow.
Which is, you're a mob boss at that point. Yeah. You're a fucking mob boss, and people aren't going to have sympathy for you anymore at that point. So before this ends up going to the jury, there's a meeting with the defense and the prosecution. Let's talk about this here. The death penalty's on the table. So they have a meeting.
Get your bowling shirt on. Let's go sit down.
Yeah, no, exactly. They had plea negotiations doing this here. Defense attorneys wanted her to be able to continue to proclaim her innocence and have a hope of getting out of prison one day. And so they wanted her to do like an Alford plea and just say, like, you can convict me, but I'm not going to say I did it. And the prosecution wants her to go to jail forever. Is the thing here. February 20th, 2004, they reach an agreement. She will plead guilty in exchange for, you ma'am, may fuck off a life sentence with a chance of parole in 20 years.
Wow.
She got the lightest sentence out of everybody.
Holy shit.
Which, I'm sorry, that's bullshit.
That's ridiculous.
That's bullshit. She should have gotten the most. Maybe Pryor, because he was actually physically cold-blooded enough to beat a guy. You got to really want it to beat a guy like that. But she should at least be second.
I mean, he was earning his keep, though. He was trying to get his $15,000.
Rusty's just middleman. He's poor like, dude, look, I want to keep getting laid, and like I want to get some money, so fuck it, I'll do it. Like he's not going to kill anybody.
I also dig Disney,
and I dig Disney trips, man. I want to go there. It's been a dream of mine for a long time.
Jesus, but the other one, like he's just earning his job. You know what I mean? I mean, he's just doing what he was told to do, and he only got $1,000 too. He didn't even get his whole 15. That's fucked up.
No, that's what I mean. He didn't even get to go have fun. He didn't get a Disney Disney cruise. You got nothing.
Yeah.
So she ends up she's going to plead guilty. She changes her story. She admits that she planned and participated. Now she's got to give allocution and tell about this shit. So she does. This was a long negotiation. She finally decided to do it. She now has to tell her kids. Oh, by the way, I did kill Dad, which is fucking uncomfortable, I would say, to say the least. The assistant attorney general said, quote, she deserved more, but this guilty plea prevents her from filing appeals. That was part of the deal. There's no appeals on this shit. Quote, the family will be spared the arguments of an appeal. The community will be spared the question of what an appeals court may do. This shows now beyond any doubt that she did this, and it shows the community who the three people who were murdered in this fine man in his own home, and they did it because of greed. So he says it in a very convoluted way, but he says these people are scumbags and they're going away. Right. The whole deal here. His brother, Bill Craven, Stephen's brother, he comes in for the sentencing. He rushes to the airport, hops on a Delta flight. He's probably still got a buddy pass.
That's the one.
They lose his luggage. He's very upset. No, I'm just kidding. He comes in. He runs an office furniture business in Atlanta. He gets there for the sentencing. He says, quote, I was stunned at today's developments because she has denied it from the beginning, but I always knew she was guilty. It was always so obvious to us. To hear her say that she's guilty is the most valuable thing of all, the brother says. That's for them. She also says about the kids, if they ask him if he's planning to tell the kids now, they're 10 and 12. You're going to tell them about this? And he says that's something that they're going to find out when they're older.
No doubt. Google exists already. This shit's going to come up.
They're going to find it sooner than later here. He says he wasn't happy with the deal when he was first explained, but the more he considered it, the better he liked it. It gets her off the street and it gets her admitting it. He said the best part of the deal is that she's admitting guilt and signing a statement of guilt. I don't think she'll ever be let out of prison. That's going to be tough for people to be like, no, she's a good parole candidate. Like, it's going to be tough, but she'll get out eventually. Then she was finally crying after she was sentenced here.
Because she lost.
I would say a couple people in the crowd, one of the witnesses to the trial said, quote, she was crying for herself, which I thought was very interesting. One of the jurors ended up saying she killed him many times. She planned it. She called him down the stairs. She handed the gun to Pryor 2 different times. She made many conscious efforts to kill him. I would say so. They asked the family, this Bill, Stephen's brother, he said he held his tongue during the proceedings because he didn't want to hurt the prosecution's case, but he would have told the jurors not to put her on death row.
Really?
He said Stephen did not believe in the death penalty and would not wanted the mother of his kids to be killed, which is fair. He said, quote, I would have said we don't want the death penalty. Steve would not have wanted it. For Steve's legacy and for Dan and Joe, we would have not wanted it. Which I think is fucking really, really mature thinking. It's really mature. He's not just thinking, I'll kill those son of a bitches. He literally thought my brother wouldn't want that, and that's not the best thing for the family, even though it would make me feel better. Which that's mature. It'd be much easier for him, So anyway, her attorney say it's going to be very difficult for her to tell the kids, obviously.
For the record, if anybody I'm with murders me, feel free to put them on death row.
Jimmy doesn't mind. That's good. Yeah, it's good to put it out there.
I'm fine. All right, good. It's now recorded and it's out there.
Now we know.
I'm good with it.
That's a tough thing here.
If they did it and there's evidence and it's obvious they did it, fucking do it.
So she's going to be eligible for parole. Let's see, time served. She was in for 4. She's going to be eligible for parole in about like 2 years. So watch out for that.
Holy shit.
Keep an eye on that here.
Watch out for your knees, because that's where she's going to be.
So also, Bill Craven filed a wrongful death suit against her in Kenton County Circuit Court, and they don't know if they're going to pursue that. Who knows? She's also ordered to pay a court fee of $100, which I find hilarious, and the experts and the defense counsel bill in the amount of $107,785.75. So she owes $107,885.75. She appeals that part of the sentence. That's the part she's allowed to appeal.
Pay shit.
She appeals that part, and they tell her to fucking pound sand. Take a hike, lady. I don't think so here.
That's great.
Jesus Christ, man. So mid-March 2004, they sentenced McIntyre. The judge disregarded appeals for clemency, saying his cooperation with authorities would not make a difference until he goes to the parole board. Yeah. She said, let the parole board sort that out. I'm going to bang him good for fucking a long time. She said, I know you wish you could take it back, but it doesn't change the fact that Mr. Craven was brutally murdered. You, sir, may fuck off. Life in prison without parole for 25 years.
Wow.
That's a long one. And of the prior sentencing on March 23rd, 2004, which is like a week after the McIntyre sentencing, they really kept them all there. The Attorney General Luke Morgan said, quote, I think all three persons deserve the death penalty, which,
my man,
whatever. The judge said, quote, I don't think there's anything about this case that's not sad, that's not heart-wrenching. Right. You, sir, again, may keep fucking off. Life without parole. He's never coming out there. Adele is currently in the Western Kentucky Correctional Complex.
For now.
For now, good for her. She is inmate number 175776. If you want to send her a letter or some shit like that and tell her she's an asshole. I love, by the way, on these sentence lengths when it's life, it says 99 years and 99 days on their sentence. So
and every day it never changes.
And it never, ever goddamn changes. It's just always the same. And then they just let them out. Now, we will say that. Now, Adele, obviously, she was not a great person. No. She was a bad person. And if you meet someone named Adele Craven, you may feel like you need to take it out on them.
Right.
Don't take it out on another Adele Craven that I found out there who has never killed anybody, as far as I know. Right. Is a small business owner and administrator in Canberra, Australia.
Wowza.
She is. We'll give her a plug here. It's JERLIZ. PTY Limited. I don't know what the fuck that is, but look it up and give her some business, because she's lost some business for this, I guarantee it. In Australia or not, people are like, yeesh.
Somebody Googled her and they found that shit.
That's a dead-ass husband. Jesus. I don't think so. So that is Edgewood, Kentucky.
My Christ.
Like we said, we tried to put a little extra in and mix it up a little bit for anyone who might have saw it on the live show. But I have like 20 shows to prepare in 30 days in April. No, not fantastic.
It's going to be so fun.
It's going to kill me. So sometimes we're going to have to do a live show as a regular show and stuff like that, because
I'm good with it.
It's fine. Jimmy drinks like a fish. And he does a bad memory anyway, and then you get him drunk. He has no idea what we said. Like I said, out of this whole story, he said, there's a guy named Rusty in it, right? And I said, okay, good deal. So it's fine with that. But we're going to do that, and they'll all be fresh. Don't worry about that. We're going to keep it. We're not going to slack because we're on the road. That's nothing that's going to happen. You're going to get the same episodes, same length, same stuff, same crazy cases. If you like these cases, here's what you can do.
Yes.
You can go to iTunes, give us 5 stars. Doesn't matter what you say. It's iTunes' funky-ass algorithm. It's not us. It's not for our ego. We don't care. Or you might want to go over to patreon.com/crimeinsports or to PayPal using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com, to make a donation and be one of our spectacular producer, wonderful people that we're going to talk about in just a moment. So many great, amazing people. If you want to follow the show, you can do that on Twitter @MurderSmall, Facebook.com/smalltownpod. Do that there. And that said, Jimmy, please hit us with the list of the most fantastic people that I love so damn much.
Happy birthday, first of all, to Cliff Paquette. I think that's his last name. And,
I think so.
And John Redmond. Thank you guys so much for listening. Chrissy Ann Castaldi and Sarah Gilbo continue to be fucking incredible. Thank you both so much.
You're the best.
Connie Young, Asanu Zell Nelson. That's it. Asanu Zell Nelson. Fucking shit. Kathleen Marquardt, Michelle Hayes, Kevin Gilroy. He's a local comic in Phoenix. He's
I like him.
They call him the worst local comic, but he's a fucking great dude.
He's a nice guy. I've never seen his comedy.
He's going to come meet us.
Don't. He might be a good comic.
He'll be at the Phoenix show.
Yeah, come out and see us, Kevin.
Jill Krauth, Melanie Steinel, Elizabeth Britton, Ted Cyrus, Kimberly Vautour.
Jed.
I'm a fucking terrible writer. Robert Madersky, Kapow Designs, Howard. She up there in New York.
We love her.
James Cook continues to fucking support us. Thank you so much, James. Aaron Campbell, Mary Faust. Thank you so much, Mary, for your email.
Yes, that was cool.
Congratulations, and keep fucking moving forward.
Really.
You're doing the Lord's work, and
we read that, man. We both,
It's fucking incredible.
Awesome. We're happy for you, Mary.
Elizabeth Heitbrink, Madeline Bro, David Immel, Phoebe Lara, Under the Sea Fabrics. I'm not sure what it is. I hope you guys are supporting them, whatever they do. Nathan Tebay, Jacqueline Hall. Nathan Tebay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Tebay.
I thought it was a joke and it was Teabag. I'm like, did you say Nathan Teabag and keep moving?
No. I would have had some
Sorry,
words
Mr.
for him.
Teabag. We appreciate
He gets that a lot, I'm sure of it. Stacey L. Langtot. It's got to be Langtot, right? Lanct. Yeah, she's donated before.
Is it with the C?
It might be Langstot. Langstot? Oh, could be.
Maybe that's less
because Langtit is brutal.
Less consonant-y.
Right, it's less difficult. Mark Hamill. I hope that's it's not. I wanted it to be, but it's not.
Did Luke Skywalker give us money? Thanks, Luke.
Mariah Men here. Thank you, Mariah. She's terrific. She's
the best. She's we like her a lot. Mariah.
Lauren Odom, Tabitha McClary Beaver. No. Bayer.
Jesus Christ.
So sorry,
Johnny
Tabitha.
Teabag and Tabitha Beaver. This is great. You're batting 1,000, Jimmy.
Stephen Slade. Thank you so much. Regina Egan, one of the Egan sisters.
Hey, one of the
Thank
Egan
you
girls.
so much,
Thank
Regina.
you so much. She said she's not fancy like her sister negotiating raises, but her 3% raise is just fine.
She'll take her 3 and chip us off some bucks.
2.6, she said. So that's really cool.
Regina.
We love us some Egan girls. Thank you.
Michelle Jolly in Australia. Thank you.
She's the best, too.
Watch your fucking children around people in Australia, apparently. Or, I guess South Africa, too.
Watch your buttholes.
Just fucking around the area.
Everybody watch your kids' buttholes.
Everybody. Janice Klett, Christopher Reed. No, Christopher Lee. God damn it. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Araya Strauss, Megan Smith, Sarah Peterson, Nicole Dainzer, Tayen Kim. Tayen. Tayen. Tayen, right? I'm not sure. Fucking Jesus.
Oh, wow.
She's terrific. She sent me messages on Instagram, too, and I still can't pronounce her name. I didn't even ask because I'm an asshole. Donald Owen or Donal? Donald? It's Donald, right? Joseph Brouillet. Brouillet. What?
Yeah, that's
it's
a tough one.
Fucking That's French, right?
That's a tough one.
Brulee? It could be brulee. Like creme? It could be.
Like creme.
Jake LeBeer, Colin Lesky, Teresa Montano, Jacob Manbeck. Yes, almost called him Mandick. I'm so sorry, Jacob.
Mandick, Teabag, and fucking Mandy Beaver, or whatever the hell her name was. Terrible.
I think it was Tabitha.
Beaver.
Jesse Hartman, Kim Kinney, Will Eagleston, Autumn Allen, Marissa Wells, Peyton Meadows, Elizabeth Wolfinger, Brittany Smith, Mitchell Holmes, Megan Sibert, Nick Mahmood. Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate you, brother. Cindy Villatoro, Celeste with no last name, Katrina Seabright, Tamesha Dorico, or Tamisha. It's probably Tamisha. Probably. Dylan Wimp. That's fucking. Are you serious? No. Could it possibly be really Wimp? No. That's fucked up. Your parents they should have for sure changed their last name.
Total dicks.
And Danny Booby, your parents are no worse or no better. I'm not sure. And they're probably amazing people.
These are all very nice people that were just befouling.
Annie Eckler, Judith Keel, Vicky Yano Shaw, Jean. It's Jean Virginia Brinson. That's who it is. Lola Major, Mike Sapelli, Danny Cav, Jeffrey Goin, Caroline Rawson, probably. Krista I. Klett, or L. Klett. I think it's I. God damn it. Jenna Grosh. I'm so sorry, you guys. Neil Annis.
What's that last one?
Annis, Annis.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I got it.
I was going to say, do you have Teabag, Beaver, Anus, and fuck? That's too much. Come on.
This week is brutal.
Come on, guys.
Cody Aiello, Ariana Reyes, Ann Mancini, Candace Newby, Ted Ninkovich, Robert Yurgis, Colin Lesky, Kathy McGregor, Amanda Clare, Michael Guzman, Dirty Balls Podcast. I don't know what that one is. I haven't heard it yet. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, brother.
Kelly Morris, Megan Smith, Jesse Hartke, Haley Garena, Jeff Watson, Joanne Mullins, Shelley Comer, Robbie Burden, Antonio with no last name, Samantha Trarbeck, Brittany McDonald, Jeff Watson, Robert Riggins, December Theron, Allison Davis, Tina Sanchez, and somebody named Mike. You guys are fucking amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for supporting what we do. We can't.
No, we can't.
Legitimately cannot do this without you.
And literally, what we said at the top of the show and all that shit, it's so true. If it wasn't for you guys, this would not be fucking possible.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. No one can more. we can't work this much for free. We just can't. It's impossible.
Right.
This is all I do.
And you wouldn't
all
either.
day, all night. Nobody out there is going to work 80 hours a week for 2 years for nothing.
Right.
And that's what I've done like an asshole. And fucking, you know what I mean? So thank you guys. And you guys fucking come through.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter. We don't give a shit how much we get fucked over on the other side. Because honestly, man, when you get fucked over enough, you go, why am I doing this?
Right.
And then we go, oh, yeah.
We have an audience.
This
that
is
people
why
will
we're
give a
doing
shit.
this,
And you guys
'cause
care
people
so much that you guys buy tickets to see us at
Thank
shows.
you guys.
So many of them that we have to put 2 fucking shows in cities now.
What we're saying
thank you guys.
is you guys are dicks that are making us fucking loyal to you, that we have to fucking do things for you now. And we don't appreciate you guys engendering all this loyalty from us.
Stop being such friends, goddammit.
Stop being so fucking good to us. I'm just kidding. We love you guys so much. Honestly, you're the only goddamn thing in this world we can count on with these shows. And so thank you guys. And we'll continue doing the shows just for you if we have to.
That's true.
We don't give a shit. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks.
You guys are amazing.
Yes, thank you. Because we can't do it without you, because
truly
we're fucked over in every aspect.
Yeah.
But you're the only people who don't have your hands in our pockets and aren't trying to rob us fucking blind.
Yeah.
And thank you guys.
Thankful for our work.
And are thankful for it and think that it matters to do something.
It's very rare these days, apparently.
Shuffle us off to another studio mid-fucking show because somebody has a show with 12 listeners they need to record. Shit like that.
Right.
General respect, and you guys are awesome to us, and we can't thank you enough for it. What if one of these awesome, amazing people who we can't thank enough wanted to get a hold of a guy like you, Jimmy? How would they do it?
You can find me at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Follow me and play along. I appreciate anything you guys send me. It fucking makes my day, so thank you very much. What about you?
They can find me at Jimmy P is funny. They can do that, or just copy and paste my last name from the show description. Don't be a hero, because I was recently on a podcast, the Law and Order podcast, which is great, from the Crime Writers On people. A lot of fun. They're real. They do a good job with that. And in the show description, they misspelled my last name. They flipped the I and the E.
That's awesome, because a guy on YouTube fucking made a YouTube video of him
that guy's great.
Doing fantastic at it. He even said at the end of it, I did the impossible.
The funny part is, I saw it and I wasn't even mad at all. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I didn't even have one emotion of like, how dare they? I was like, well, yeah, my name sucks. That's why I said copy and paste it. You're not going to fucking spell it right. It's fine. It's better than some spellings I've seen, so I'll take it.
People have written articles about us and put my name Jimmy. The entire fucking article. I'm just
Which
like,
is pretty simple. Fuck it. It's fine.
I don't give a shit.
Do that. Follow us. See us. And we'll keep coming back always. Hit those live shows up, because God damn it, are they fun.
I can't wait to see you guys, L.A., San Diego, next weekend.
It's been our pleasure, everybody. Thank you.